My people, you are tuned into Burgundy Blue Commentary live from Dolton, Illinois. My people, you are tuned into Burgundy Blue Commentary live from Dolton, Illinois. My people, you are tuned into Burgundy Blue Commentary live from Dolton, Illinois. My people, you are tuned into Burgundy Blue Commentary live from Dolton, Illinois.
My people, you are tuned into Burgundy Blue Commentary live from Dolton, Illinois.
My people, you are tuned into Burgundy Blue Commentary live from Dolton, Illinois. My people, you are tuned into Burgundy Blue Commentary live from Dolton, Illinois. My people, you are tuned into Burgundy Blue Commentary live from Dolton, Illinois. My people, you are tuned into Burgundy Blue Commentary live from Dolton, Illinois.
My people, you are tuned into Burgundy Blue Commentary live from Dolton, Illinois.
My people, you are tuned into Burgundy Blue Commentary live from Dolton, Illinois. people, you are tuned into Burgundy Blue Commentary.
Hey y'all, good morning. Good morning. How y'all doing? How was your holiday last night? I know I heard some people that didn't. I know some people that didn't get Santa didn't leave them anything for Christmas last night after watching Martin G. Johnson show. Shout out to Martin G. I said, "Ooh, you." I said, "Oh my." Y'all, I can't wait to get to that segment of the show. I didn't have my breakfast, but I do have my coffee. Let me know what you have for breakfast this morning. I'm gonna have my little coffee. I'm probably just gonna have a bagel. And I've been eating too much bread. I don't know what it is. Just too much starch. I don't. Maybe I just eat like some boiled eggs or something or oatmeal because I really every morning I'm eating an English muffin. I'm eating. Maybe I could find low carb. I know this sounds silly, but I saw the tortillas that were low carb, and I got those, and those were pretty good. When I made the breakfast burrito ingredients, Scott, I got the low carb tortillas. So maybe I could find low carb. Do they make like low carb bread? I like the Ezekiel bread. Do y'all like that Ezekiel bread? Hello, Scott Johnson. Choose compassion. Hey, Reality Check TV. Reality Check, I hope you and your new bride had an amazing holiday. Oh, this your first Christmas as a married couple. Oh my goodness. Reality Check. Next time you do a live, do something about your first Christmas. Like I know it, you know how people say, "Oh, it nothing changed. We're married and nothing changed." I feel like something does change. I've never been married, but I feel like something when I see the new couples and it's their first holiday, instead of them saying I'm going to buy something for my man or my boyfriend, when they get to go to the store or they shop with me, they change it to my husband or my wife, and they have a whole new seriousness, and it's totally different than it's almost like doubt when they're like, yeah, I need to get this jacket for my boyfriend for Christmas, but then when they like, I need to get my husband like this and he likes that, so let us know. So congratulations. Oh, hey Gardis, happy holiday. I hope your family had a good Christmas. I know it's different for you this year. We praying for you, Gardis. It's always those first holidays. It probably don't feel real yet, but we're praying for you, and we hope that y'all had a good spirited holiday. Okay, Danny, what's up? Okay, y'all, let's talk about what. Like I said, I'm gonna get to that. Maybe I'll put the link in the chat because we're gonna have to talk about who didn't have a Merry Christmas. Now you know who did have a good Christmas, I'm sure. Tiffany Henyard. While we was up at 3, while we was up to 2 in the morning arguing about Tiffany Henyard, her Kamal was on a yacht. I don't mean y'all, I hope y'all don't think that I be saying that like I don't take what's happening at Dolton serious. I believe me, I do. But it be like calm down. Calm down. Calm down. Hey, Brittany. Hey, Karen. Karen, Merry Christmas. Hey, Brittany. I'll be like, y'all. Somebody commented, come on, kids can't have a Merry Christmas because Tiffany took their daddy. I swear. I'm like, how do you know that? How do you know that Kamal didn't go by his wife, I guess, still, because he admitted he's still going through a divorce. So technically he is still married. How do we know that Kamal didn't go by, see his children, dropped off gifts, whatever he did, the Nick Cannon? I don't know. He went to everybody's house, and then him and Tiffany went down and had a nice little steak dinner at the signature room. I don't know. Because I'm not there. But y'all need to calm down. Calm down. Jeez. Like, let's stick to the numbers. Okay. So this one I'm talking about, because yes, believe it or not, and good morning. No. Xmas truth. Xmas truth. There's no such thing as an Xmas truce in the South. No, they was. We're gonna go over Martin show too, because Scott, they didn't went to the lady on drugs. They didn't went. I'm like, wait a minute. What about the warrant list? Can we get back to the warrant list? My goodness. Okay. Yeah. And it's so funny because I'm sitting there texting my friend and eating a nice little sandwich because y'all know your girl ain't gonna cook. So I was like, let me just enjoy myself. And I was supposed to go to my friend's house, but it started raining and sleeting and stuff like that because she cooked. So I'm gonna actually go over there for lunch because I told you the day before, me and my other friend, we went and had sushi. And then my friend's house I'm going, it was just, it was a lot going on because this was a hard year for me too. So I didn't really feel like socializing. So yes, like the other lonely people, what do the lonely do at Christmas? We go to Martin G. Johnson show and we get to we get to arguing about Tiffany. yo. Me and my sister, my sorority sister, she lives in Dolton too, and she was like, "Yo, man, we need to really check ourselves, cause is it night? Is it midnight? And we up? No bubble bath, no steak dinner. We up arguing about Tiffany relationship and wigs. we gotta get our lives together. So we're going to get our nails done." And then I'm going to my girlfriend's house and we're gonna get I'm gonna reheat her dinner because she's a really good cook and she made like a buffet. So yeah, that was what do the lonely do for Christmas. Burgundy was up listening to Martin G. Johnson. Look, if you ever help me, I need a man. Y'all, I'm sorry. Me and my girl got up this morning, Texas. She got me laughing, talking about DuckTales and Reading Rainbow. I'm like, yeah, it was, my brain cells was fried last night. But let's talk about this story. Yes, I did have a a great Christmas though. Everybody was able to get what they needed. I don't celebrate Christmas, but I was able to get a couple of things for like the people in my life that I really love. And I was able to, like I said, we do stuff for each other year round. So we just, it's about the babies in our family for sure. And so that was good. Just being able to have my lights on, my gas on, to have some, food in the refrigerator. Nobody, no tragedies in my family at the holiday. Everybody got home safe. That was a Merry Christmas for me. So believe it or not, your girl Burgundy had a show before we started talking about Tiffany Henyard. I already had a show. Scroll down and look at some of the videos. And if you guys were there since the beginning, I know a lot of people in this chat may not have been because I'm covering Dolton, right? But we covered this story. This news reporter, she got, coming to Chicago from a different city is a big deal because we're like one of the major cities, right? So like when somebody's coming from like Alabama, it's no shade or something like that, they cross over. Look at Tamron Hall. Where was Tamron Hall? Or was she in Oklahoma or something like that? And then she came to Chicago. No, she was in Texas. Came to Chicago. Then she went to New York. And look at her now, whole show. So it's like a stepping ladder. So this lady got promoted. And I'm trying to remember the story right. I think her boyfriend shot her. Well, she made it here to Chicago. And her name is Whitney. But she's covering the story. So this is two stories rolled into one. Number one, a body was found in a tire with United Airlines going from Chicago to Hawaii. So let's hear about this story. Then we're going to cover the young lady that's reporting the story. 50 people in here, hit the like button. And this is a Christmas miracle in itself because we are so glad this young lady survived and whoever tried to shoot her did not stop her flow and she made it to Chicago. So blessings to you, Whitney. We're going to start with this in the tire first. We're going to start with the story in the tire first, okay? Hit the like. Okay. Let's go.
Did a body end up in a wheel well of a United Airlines flight? That's what investigators are working to find out.
The flight was headed from Chicago to Hawaii. Winnie Dorch is in the newsroom with what we've learned so far. Winnie.
Well, good morning. Officials discovered the body after the flight landed on Christmas Eve, but pilots say there are procedures in place to prevent these type of incidents from happening.
We look at all the flight surfaces, and especially in the gear well, we make sure there's no personnel or anybody in there. Every aircraft has to be inspected right before flight, after all the ground equipment is clear of it and after all the ground personnel are clear of it.
A tragic discovery on Christmas Eve, a body found inside of a wheel well of a United Airlines flight. The flight left O'Hare around 9:20 Tuesday morning, landing at Maui's airport at 2:15. The wheel well is only accessible from outside of the plane. It is unclear how the person got inside. A pilot spoke to our sister station in Hawaii by phone. He says the wheel wells are dangerous. You could be passed out and dead in 2 minutes, not getting oxygen to your blood. He also says this doesn't seem like an accident.
It's got to be intentional. Nobody would be stuck there unintentionally. They just didn't understand how non-survivable it would be to try and ride that aircraft up at those altitudes for that period of time.
And the identity of the man has not been released. We're told this did not impact travel at either airport. So I'm live in the newsroom. Winnie Dorch, WGN News.
Winnie,
So this is the thing. I was listening to other reports. They're saying this was intentional. They're thinking that somebody possibly, now this is allegedly, was doing it for the gram or for TikTok, as they say. Okay, I got in the wheel well. I don't think, how would they have survived all the way to Hawaii? How long is that flight? Anybody went to Hawaii before from Chicago? Let's see. That's what they're saying. 10 hours. No, this can't be right. Did somebody put them in there? So we'll follow up on this story. But yes, a body found in a wheel well. At first I thought, yeah, that's what I'm thinking, a stowaway. Were they trying to get there and they just didn't know that once they got up to that altitude, they were going to die instantly. So poor thing. Okay, you guys, let's get to Winnie. So this young lady here, we covered this story back in the day. Let's play it because I don't want to tell her story wrong. But she was in Cleveland, and I want to say it was her boyfriend or someone she was dating. Let's see. I can't recall right off the top. It was. That's what it was. I think. Let's go. Thank you so much. You couldn't hear? Hold on. Thank you, Scott. Let's go back. It said something about something. Let me go back. Thank you, guys. Let's see. But isn't it something she's covering the news and becomes the news? But yeah, it was like a boyfriend, or it was a domestic situation. That's what I'll say. Let's see. Let me know if you can hear it now.
Right now at noon, and this is a tough one for us here.
Did you guys hear it now? Let me know. Did you hear that little peep? If not, I have to restart StreamYard for all the money they charge and the nerve. Okay, thanks, Gardis. The nerve. I'm writing a letter to corporate. Thank you. They choose. Okay, all that money they charging. Y'all got no sound. No. Okay, let's go.
We begin with breaking news happening right now at noon, and this is a tough one for us here at 19. It involves one of our friends and colleague. 19 News reporter Winnie Dorch was shot this morning in an apparent domestic incident in Lakewood. Here's what we know. The shooting happened before 8 this morning on Chase Avenue near Clifton Boulevard. Winnie is at Metro Health right now in serious condition. Lakewood police say a man was also shot. He died before they got there. They did find a gun at the scene. Police say the man was familiar with Winnie, and we are heartbroken here for Winnie, for her family. We are all thinking of them right now. We are praying for them, and we are wishing Winnie a full recovery.
And he tried to stop her shine, stop her from coming to Chicago, stop her growth, and look at Winnie. Winnie made it. She pulled through at the hospital, and now where is she now? In Chicago with WGN now. That was WGN, right? She's in Chicago, WGN. He couldn't stop her. So we're thinking about you, you guys. I'll try to make sure I cover more Winnie story on the channel when she comes on as an anchor. He tried to stop her, and she made it anyway. So congratulations, Winnie. Stay strong. I couldn't imagine the trauma she went through just to get here. All right, you guys. So, how y'all doing today? Because, yeah, we got to go to the worst story of the day. The worst. But before we do, hit the like button. Hit the like button. Subscribe. Consider the channel. Donate to the channel if you can. And I love you guys. That's it. Let's go.
Butterfly in the sky, I can go twice as high. Take a look, it's in a book, a reading rainbow. I can go anywhere, friends to know and ways to grow, a reading rainbow. I can be anything. Take a look, it's in a book, a reading rainbow. A reading rainbow. A reading rainbow. A reading rainbow.
Y'all, we can do anything we want to do. Do y'all know that? And we could go any channel we want to go. And we could do anything we want. But if we don't have that paperwork in front of us, everything is just a rumor, okay? It's just a rumor. And believe it or not, I was just like you guys. I was sitting up here like Tiffany is terrorizing the town. It was this man on Martin's show last night. All he did Martin, hey, Conscious, she in the chat too. Martin's show was going so well. We were learning numbers. We were learning what a warrant list was. We was talking about the Lori Lightfoot report and versus the invoices Conscious called in. It was going so well. And Conscious was not agreeing with everything Tiffany did. But for some reason, this gentleman called in. He was the same way. He called in and was just like, hello, that's a Tiffany supporter. It was like, calm down. I don't get it, because I think the problem I don't understand is if you are a Tiffany supporter, you got the right to be. Can anybody agree with that? If you are, believe it or not, that woman has the right to have supporters. If you're a Jason House supporter, you have the right to be. That's it. No, it's no in between. Because Dolton, I know y'all might not know this. It is in America, okay? And we have rights. Dolton's in North America, as a matter of fact, you guys. And we have rights, okay? So, I'm gonna start this with we're gonna do like every time I go live, I'm gonna do a warrantless, not a warrantless, that's conscious, I'm sorry. I'm going to do the thing about people from out of town, believe me, I get it. This is not a dig. If you don't know, you don't know. Okay. If I'm here and I don't know. Okay. So if you got Thornton Township, right? You have the township, right? Which Tiffany is a supervisor. And no, she wasn't voted in for supervisor. She was appointed, you know, sort of like what they're fighting for rights now. She was appointed up. So they took the vote from the people, right? So someone nominated her and she won. She got a first, second, third. She won. Okay. We also have the village of Dolton, which sits in Thornton Township. Okay. And see, Tiffany is the mayor there. And it gets confusing because you see all the board meetings being streamed live. You may not know which board meeting we're in. I'm with you. You know what I mean? It's because I think that is the problem too, when somebody has the same what is it called? You guys help me out this morning. I'm still drinking my coffee. They have two different titles, right? So she's the supervisor and she's the mayor. So that's what people were saying. It's a conflict of interest. I got it. Now we also have Thornton. That's I don't know if that's a city or a village. It's a small town. We have I see a lot of y'all using, y'all will hurry up, the YouTubers, y'all, city, it's a city. Thank you. Y'all will hurry up and be like putting up the logo for the city of Thornton. And I'm like, no, that's not, I'm sorry, village. It's a village. I'm sorry. The village of Illinois. I'm like, no, Thornton is a village too. Then we have Thornton High School. Y'all, I see people put up, they be going deep in analysis. They be like, here we are at Village Hall. And I be like, no, that's Thornton, the high school. They be throwing it up real fast. And they be like, Tiffany's over here starting problem. And I get it because it's hard. It's confusing. I'm not blaming you. It's a lot to take in, especially if you're catching it at the end of it. So I just wanted to make sure that everybody knew, like, it's a village of Thornton. It's the municipal, it's the town. I'm getting confused. The township of Thornton. We have a Thornton High School. Okay. And then we have the village of Dolton, which Tiffany is, I want to say village president, but she's the mayor. Why is she the mayor? Because when I go to other villages, it's the president, the village president. But okay, I guess you could pick what you want. Yeah, it's so crazy. It's so crazy. Oh, and that's another thing. Carmen Carlisle was appointed. So when it's so funny when I see content creators, because I'm not laughing at them. I'm like, I know this has to be, you have to do your research. And that's why a lot of content creators, and this is not a dig, they have sources from a specific group. So they're like, oh, I'm talking to the residents. No, you're not talking to all the residents. You're talking to this specific group that talk to YouTubers. That's it. So I'm on Martin's show. I'm watching Martin's show, eating my popcorn, enjoying my life. It just Game of Thrones, put it on pause, put Martin on, supporting the channel, helping him in the chat. Burgundy Blue. What I gotta do with anything? Why y'all bringing me up? What I gotta do with anything? I'm a YouTuber with a voice, just minding my business. They are so angry, y'all. I cannot wait for this election to come and go. But the thing about it, you don't sway people vote by being so angry. That makes me look at what y'all trying to hide so hard. So that's the whole thing. They're like, you never point out Tiffany corruption. It's 8 million channels pointing out Tiffany corruption. My channel, I want to know where's the paperwork. If they said last night that Kamal got $1 million grant. They were arguing about grants. So the one grant that Kamal did get, he spent it on his family. He gave only $100,000 in scholarships or $50,000 in scholarships or something like that. We'll listen to it. But he took the rest of the money and spent it on his family. Where's show me? Because that's dead wrong. Like, I'm not kidding. It's not a joke. And then when you ask that, they be like, you trying to play in our face. No. How did you find out that Kamal spent the money on his family? What's the tea? Like, we want to know. Show me. Let's cover it. I'm on that. Remember, we were going live the other day and we were reading about the insurance. And what did we find out? This company listed all the insurance specifically. It was a whole list of insurance. We can go to Keith Price's Facebook page and see it. No, the trustees knew that insurance had to get approved. It's on black and white. But also, everyone's talking about the Thornton Township buses driving. The insurance stated that they had until the 30th. Then it's gone. So if you guys catch the Thornton Township buses out on the 31st, they got some explaining to do. And how did we find that out? Reading. That's it. We just was sitting there like, and I was like, wait a minute, maybe it's separate insurance. Maybe it's this. We really, really, really looked at it. And then, Conscious, we're not going to get to the Max group. You can't say nothing about the Max group now. Now, see, you're doing too much. And I think Choose or somebody said it's an article in the Tribune or somebody put the link. What that got to do with anything? Wait a minute. They were fighting for their lives. And I'm like, no, like we're asking, isn't it best to be an informed voter? I did a video on Jason House when I put he's the king of the North. If I got any Game of Thrones fans, put a 1 in the chat. So, spoiler alert, if you didn't watch Game of Thrones. King of the North came about because that I might be wrong. You guys who are Game of Thrones fans, fill me in. King of the North started with Robb Stark, right? But all these different people, the Wildlings had a king. We had King in the North. Everybody's fighting for this one throne, right? This one seat. We had the Baratheons. The brothers had one king, was the younger one, and Stannis Baratheon, Renly and Stannis. So that's 4 kings. Then we had Daenerys. She's the rightful heir. That's 5, right? 5 people. And then we got Joffrey and Cersei over there ruling King's Landing, right? I might have missed a king, but no, I think that's it. So the reason I put King of the North was now we know what happened season 1 there at Stark. Not gonna say that. But as soon as Robb only, spoiler alert if y'all haven't seen it, Robb died because of bad advisement. When Robb Stark said, let me ride back. Oh no, we had the Greyjoys too. Thanks, y'all. When right, Choose. Right, now that could be true too. When Robb Stark was king of the North, he wanted to be the king of the North. But the other houses, they didn't respect him because he was young. When he followed his heart, he got in trouble. His mother made decisions for him behind his back. What's that man with the flayed house? The Battle of the Bastards. Who's that? Who was those people? I forgot. But one day Robb decided, he said, I'm the king. So he said, I'm going to make my own decisions because I'm the king. The people weren't having it. They were like, well, you know what? Why don't you do this? Sit back. Let me do this. Stay here because you're so close. When he wanted to ride anywhere, they would go and the mom would go to the phrase and ask them for something. I can never. Lord Bolton, he went and let me send my bastard over to Winterfell. Y'all see what happened to Winterfell. That's what I think about Jason. It's not a dig. Jason gonna get that seat. This is my opinion. Now, the only thing that happens is time. He's going to be pressured to make so many decisions or let me handle this. That doesn't mean he shouldn't be mayor. I'm not saying that. The way the people are acting right now, do you think they're going to sit down and the first time Jason don't do what they said do, it's not going to be another, I don't know. The water bill's looking mighty funny. Oh no, I don't, all of a sudden, oh no, Jason is not the person to lead us. It's almost going to be like a Rob Stark situation. King of the North. You can't make a decision. Everybody want to make, you can't make a choice. Rob just wanted to follow his heart. Okay. That's what I wanted to say. Red what? We'll get to that question. Soft serve save. Thank you. Yeah, the attorney said, let's go through the insurance right quick, guys. Let's see if I can go to Keith Price Facebook, hit the like button. Now, what's his name? Keith Price. I get all these Keiths confused. Man, it's too many Keiths up in here. Let's see. Man, and then it's so crazy. What's Keith Price? Harvey? Would it be Keith Price Harvey or something? Let me see. So many. Let me see, guys. Let's see. It because I didn't have it. Let me see if I can find them. Okay. Keith Price. I don't see it. He said he put it up on his. Oh, you got to be his friend to see it. Let's see. Hold on. Let me see if I could. Let me see. We went over the insurance, but let me see if I can find him. Anybody got a link to Keith Price? Hold on one second. Hold on a second. Sorry, y'all. Okay. Oh, I'm looking for. Thank you so much. Oh, so last night on Martin G. Johnson's show, Keith Price said we could go to his page, and he put up the insurance paperwork. I'm so sorry, y'all. I just had a client calling me. Let's see. Let's see if I can find it. Keith Price. Oh, he has a newer Facebook page. Let's see. Because I don't see it. So I don't know. Maybe because I'm not his friend. So let me see. Let me read what I saw on the paperwork. It said, yeah, I don't see a post. So he sent us off, unless you could, because he said you can go to my page and see it. So I don't see it. So I guess that was a send off. Let me go to what I got in the meeting really quickly. Now the question was about the insurance. So basically, the emails went back and forth, and Michael Delgado said that he advised the board to vote on it, but the broker said the insurance renewal requires board approval by November 26th. Carmen Carlisle rebuttal was, we never needed board approval in the past. And then they also said how many meetings were missed in between there. So what do I think about if they had to vote on it? I think so, yes. Now they have to look for new insurance, and the insurance lapse. I can't help but go to the, I need that link. Let me see. I think let's go to Choose Compassion's video so she could explain it. It is the dots connecting. Like, I understand Tiffany's bad. I understand all that stuff, but it is something to be said about the committee man being the insurance broker. Okay. That's all I could say about that. It's kind of weird. The same way now, because y'all like to close your ears. Like, close your ears when you say something like that. But the same way, now I can see how they're saying they felt like it's a conflict of interest for Tiffany to be the mayor and the township supervisor, because favoritism would reign on Dolton, right? So I see both sides. Let's go to Choose Compassion video about the insurance broker situation, because I didn't even think about that. But it doesn't make it illegal. It's just right? It's not illegal, right? It's a sticky situation. Dang it, which video choose? Thornton Township has more questions than answers. What's a good video, Choose? Could you put it in there? If you should I do the state power? Let's try that video. I'm gonna do the state power one. And this came directly from the Tribune too, right? So it's not like anyone's making up a story. If you see something on the news and you believe one thing on the news, you should believe it all. Okay, let me play this because my client's texting me as well. Give me 2 seconds.
It's your girl Choose here, so we want to jump right into it. Why haven't we seen this? State Senator Napoleon Harris' campaign spent $6,600 at high-end department stores, at least partly on clothes. Sound familiar? This is July 16th of this year, but it says that the Harris Campaign Fund has spent more than $6,600 over the past several years at high-end department stores on clothing and other items, records show. But the Flossmoor Democrat and former NFL linebacker won't explain what was bought and why. The largest of those expenses by friends of Napoleon Harris sound familiar, totaling $2,257.50. It was made 4 days before Christmas in 2020 at the Neiman Marcus store in Oak Brook. Wow. And that's from the Illinois State Board of Elections. I guess we should start with beggars. In February, the Harris campaign paid $6,000 for reading program vouchers. In 2022, they paid, wow. And it reported spending $7,500 more that year for rent, apparently using space there for his campaign headquarters for a time, records show. In 2021, Harris's campaign paid beggars $10,000 for meals for various programs and functions and $10,000 for the Senator Harris Reading Program. An Alsip company that provides food and supplies, $100,000 paid for, listed as supplies and food products or just supplies. And 3 of them listed no details and got no phone calls back. Wow, what? Does any of this sound familiar? So let's continue. Harris's campaign fund paid a private elementary and middle school in Northwest Indiana more than $13,000 since 2017, with 8 of the 9 payments listed as donations, one for more than $5,000. In 2021 and was described as contractual. Wow. Now, Harris wouldn't say whether any of these payments cover tuition for his children. The law says political committees shall not make expenditures directly for educational expenses except for governmental or political purposes directly related to a candidate's or public official's duties and responsibilities. What do you all think about that? If you thought that was bad, thank you, Sun Times. We have another story that we came across.
Nearly 4 months after the I-Team exposed a well-known Illinois politician at odds with former employees of his pizza business, the ex-workers are getting their due wages. The case involves State Senator Napoleon Harris, who is now also running for the U.S. Senate. Eyewitness News investigative reporter Chuck Gowdy joining us tonight. Chuck has details.
Kathy, tonight the I-Team has learned that Illinois Labor Department officials have sacked Senator Napoleon Harris for underpaying dozens of employees of his pizza restaurants. The former NFL star and the state have now reached an agreement in court, and he will be repaying back wages to 38 jilted employees. The case may be especially sensitive for Mr. Harris because he's running for the U.S. Senate on his prowess as a business leader.
I have a strong business background.
State Senator Harris is in a three-way race in the March Democratic primary for U.S. Senate. Tonight, the labor issue is off his back, according to this court record obtained by the I-Team. Beggar's Pizza in Harvey, owned by Mr. Harris and his brother, reached a deal with state regulators, and the case was dismissed by agreement. According to the state attorney general, that settlement agreement requires Mr. Harris to repay 38 past employees of his pizza parlors a total of $23,032.09, money that they were underpaid by the pizza restaurants owned by Harris.
It was $5 an hour, and then whatever tips you would get, throughout the day.
Ex-pizza employees interviewed by the I-Team described their below minimum wage pay and their efforts to get Harris to cough up legal wages.
$3,691 is what he owed me, underpaid me for 2 years while I worked there. I was just fed up with it and trying to get over me, so I did some research and I found the State of Illinois Department of Labor, and I wrote them a letter.
Harris is a one-time NFL star with the Oakland Raiders in Super Bowl 37 and with the Kansas City Chiefs and Minnesota Vikings. He played college football at Northwestern and is seen here with Governor Rauner at a Wildcat game in Evanston this fall. It is against the sports celebrity background and his pizza business success that the 36-year-old Harris ran for the state Senate 15th district seat and won in 2012 on an economic growth platform, a similar focus of his campaigning now for the U.S. Senate. Senator Harris's attorney didn't respond to our messages late today. However, in response to our original report, Harris said that he would never knowingly deny anyone his or her right to fair compensation. He promised in August that if his business was found to be in the wrong, the issues would be addressed and resolved. Tonight, 4 months later, it appears they have been, and the state is said to be sending out those checks as soon as possible. Just in time.
Well, I'd certainly say just in time for getting this information from the Chicago Sun-Times. What do you guys think? I mean, also, there was Napoleon Harris was among one of the candidates seeking the Cook County clerk vacancy as an appointment, not as, an election. So I found all of that very interesting. That was back in April of 2024, and I believe we have a Cook County clerk. So what are you all's thoughts? I mean, it seems that Senator Napoleon Harris has quite a losing streak when it comes to elections. And again, with this new body that's coming in, does he have a chance there in the Senate? Does he have a chance as clerk? No, that vacancy's been filled. Let's see. So now the only thing left is supervisor or owner of Beggar's Pizza, former NFL linebacker, owner of a franchise of Beggar's Pizza, doing insurance brokerage with the South Suburban Land, us wondering why the township does not have insurance or why that's not a pressing issue. I would like to know your thoughts. Do you think that that has anything to do with this? What are your thoughts on him seeking all of these different seats and all of this commingling of different things? What do you think of him underpaying his own people and just not knowing about it will make it right? I mean, it wouldn't have been made right if it wouldn't have came to the news. So again, I want to know your thoughts on that. And until next time, sending love and light.
All right, you guys. Now, she's just reporting the news. Okay, just reporting the news. No, just, hey, what do you think about that? And this is something to think about. Now, when she said, now Karen Yarbrough, she passed away. She was our clerk, and a lot of people were fighting over the seat, and he was one of the people that was seeking the appointment. They didn't go with that appointment, but let's go to the next part. Let's go to the Lansing Journal when I actually thought Napoleon Harris would have been going for the South Suburban seat, but you guys educated me on that. Like some people, not you guys, that we were talking live, but it was like why he didn't. Now I understand, because Frank also, he held that seat, and Clerk Wells' husband, I always say that, I don't mean to say it like that, like Beyonce husband, but Terry Wells got the seat. Okay, so now we're on the night that it was time to for us to select a supervisor, appoint a supervisor. They took the vote away from the people, right? And number 6, Jones nominated Napoleon Harris. No one seconded, and the motion failed. This was just in 2022. This is stuff in black and white that I like to look at. When you do stuff like this, they be like, oh, you're poisoning the people. We're just reading what happened, just like y'all want us to read what Tiffany's doing. I read that too. But now I just want to educate myself on what's going on. What happened? Nobody, because I always tell y'all, what do I say? Napoleon Harris is the popular vote. He's a shoo-in. Like Senator Harris, when he's there, it's actually people, believe it or not, that like Tiffany and like Napoleon. But we've never had them go head to head like we did at the caucus, because he was in the state Senate and Tiffany was a trustee or in Dolton. Now they meet at the crossroads for Thornton Township. She's not on the ballot. So now we have to look at who will possibly be our new supervisor, because we only have a choice between Napoleon Harris and, I mean no disrespect, but the Republican candidate. So far, Nate Fields is still fighting to get on the ballot. And then we have Chris Clark, who's also having his own troubles in Harvey, right? So it says right here, he didn't even get a second. This is just what we're reporting, you know. So now we go over here to the Sun-Times article. It's black and white. Nobody made this up. It's not that Burgundy witch. This is exactly what's, blame the Chicago Sun-Times, blame the editor, okay? Blame the editor. Now, this was just June 24th of 2024. It says, State Senator Napoleon Harris III clearly has a conflict of interest. Now, before I continue, did Burgundy Blue write this article? Can somebody put it in the chat if I wrote this article? Because, you know, people will be on Martin's show tonight. Burgundy wrote the article, and now she's trying to pass it off because Tiffany paid her, and then Kamal sold her some money from the kids at Thornton Township. I saw her picking up the money bag over there at Thornton Township for the article. Can y'all please just put yes or no if I wrote this article? Hey, Don. So it says, State Senator Napoleon Harris III clearly has a conflict of interest. He's investing. Now let's highlight it together, y'all. He's investing in an insurance brokerage while serving as the General Assembly's Insurance Committee chairman. You guys, I don't even understand all of that's going on. I'm not I don't know, but I'm learning. So we're going to learn together, because I was like, well, what does, you know, remember we were talking about, like, I was like, well, what does that have to do with anything? Well, now we're saying that Tiffany's uninsurable, right? I didn't see that in the emails. I did see somebody put up that the mayor is uninsurable. They put up a screenshot of that from Dolton. Y'all sent me that. I didn't see anything that said the supervisor of Thornton Township or Thornton Township was uninsurable. I need to see that. Now, I did see an email when they said if y'all don't vote on it, you're going to lose insurance. Now, that's different. Okay, so everyone up there, I was listening to Conscious yesterday on Martin's Live. Everyone up there has a responsibility to the people. They didn't even vote on it, and that's clear as day. You can hate Tiffany all day, but this is about the people. So it says he's investing in an insurance brokerage while serving as the General Assembly's Insurance Committee chairman. That can't be good for Illinoisans. It's highlighted. Timestamp it, June 24, 2024. State Senator Napoleon Harris III needs to answer questions on how he came to be an investor in the insurance brokerage called the Max Group, and whether that entailed putting in money and what sort of income he might make from the deal. He has accepted campaign contributions from insurance companies that are shoving their rates down taxpayers and citizens' throats. The CEOs of these big insurance companies continue to be like Robin Hood, except they're not given to the poor. They are given to the rich and themselves. Meanwhile, Illinois politicians like Harris and Senate President Don Harmon have been recipients of campaign donations from the insurance industry, while the taxpayers and citizens aren't even in the game. Keep your eyes open because this story is far from being over. Now, they said that in June. I didn't see this article until I saw different content creators covering it, like Choose and Conscious. We all know what's going to get messed up. This is what the Chicago Sun-Times says. We all know who's going to get messed over in this deal, and it's not the Illinois politicians. Okay? Okay? Boom. All right. So y'all blame the editor for putting the local voices in there, not me. And is this true? Okay? So it's a conflict of interest somewhere. So now the township is without insurance, right? So where's Tiffany gonna have to crawl to? We'll get insurance again. We'll get food boxes again. But it was just all right before now. It has to be this whole big thing. And that's the only thing I'm saying. Okay. Now, let's go to one more video by Choose Compassion. And then we're going to get into, is this the one I played? Did I play this one? I'm sorry, y'all, because I just asked her to send me which one. I might have played it already. I'm sorry. Oh, no, I didn't play this one. Let's talk about it. Subscribe to Choose Compassion. And you guys, I tell y'all all the time, listen to everybody. I done got y'all done slapped me up and down the street. Y'all done dragged me already. So I can't backpedal and coochie pop for you no more. Okay. I said what I said. Nene voice. It's everybody. Clean the entire Southland, clean the whole house with Pine Sol, bleach, and a Swiffer, whatever you got. Okay. Everybody needs to be accountable for their part, what they're playing in this whole story. That's it. That's all. Okay, let's go to Choose Compassion. Where's that Pine Sol lady at?
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on when and where you're watching. You know what? I
just want to pause. I love Choose Compassion voice, number one. But number two, Big Mike said if Tiffany loses, watch how there's going to be a celebration and the meeting and attendance will dwindle. Yeah, nobody going to go to those board meetings no more. The news will go away and the same BS will continue. That's right. That's right. All right, let's go, guys.
So hope y'all can hear me this time. because if you can't, you're just going to have to read this article. It's your girl, Choose, and I am back trying to read an article on what I found here. So if you want to read silently by yourself, you can go to my earlier live. If you want me to read it to you, I'm going to try one more time. That's just what we're going to do. We're going to try one more time to get this thing popping. So as I was saying earlier, this comes from the Chicago Sun-Times. Shout out to them, even though they, you got to pay to get the stuff, because I couldn't find anything on Napoleon Harris, which I thought was a little bit strange. But found this in the Chicago Sun-Times back, it was actually just in 2024, June 17th. So it says here, State Senator Napoleon Harris chairs insurance committee, invests in insurance brokers. How isn't that a conflict? Napoleon Harris III, chairman of the Illinois State's Insurance Committee for several years, has recently become an, quote, investor with the insurance brokers in Chicago's southwest suburbs. He denies any conflict of interest. Now, again, that's dated June 17th of 2024. Let's move right along. And the article goes on to say, as chairman of the Illinois State Senate's Insurance Committee, State Senator Napoleon Harris III is a gatekeeper on legislation affecting the multi-million-dollar insurance industry. Now, the Flossmoor Democrat, a former NFL player, has joined the industry he's helping to regulate, partnering with two men who run an insurance brokerage called the Max Group in the southwest suburbs. That's what the Chicago Sun-Times has learned. Even though Harris's chairman role can, C-A-N, affect industry profits and regulations and consumer pocketbooks, Harris insists there is no conflict of interest in what he calls his new business venture. He goes on to say this was an opportunity to support a local business run by two area guys with long-standing impeccable credentials in the field, Harris said via text message. These are people I've known for years. They've helped me out with my own insurance needs well before I arrived in the Senate. My role is that of an investor. None of this bears any relationship to my work in Springfield. But does it relate to the work in Thornton Township? He goes on to say, if you look at the result, it is clear that the insurance committee has been about improving the industry for consumers. And you see here, this is the recently filed economic interest statement signed by, I guess, Harris Brothers Group, LLC, and the Max Group Plus. His panel and the rest of the General Assembly recently backed a series of consumer-friendly industry reforms pushed by Governor J.B. Pritzker, including banning what are called short-term, limited duration health insurance policies, banning those. According to the National Association of Insurance Commissioners, such policies are designed to fill temporary gaps in coverage when an individual is transitioning from one source of coverage to another and are generally not subject to the consumer protections. Democrats in Congress have described these kinds of plans as dangerous and unregulated and a threat to the health and financial well-being of American families. And this is my opinion, we all know opinions are like behinds, everyone has one. But knowing that I moved my grandmother to live with me and there was a gap in her insurance, I needed that type of insurance to keep my grandmother covered during that couple of months. Actually, it turned into almost a year almost for her to get coverage. So I do say that people need these types of services that where they have gaps in their insurance. But let's go on. Based in Crestwood, the Max Group helps clients procure business, personal, and life insurance and advertises various types of insurance coverage for public agencies, including municipal governments and park districts, agencies that often rely on state legislators for funding. Is that like Dolton? Is that like the township? Is that like the 17 municipalities in there? It goes on to say, like other state officials, Harris must file an economic interest statement each year showing outside income and financial investments. The paperwork he filed in May mentioned for the first time Max Group Plus, which shares the same executive and address with the Max Group. Now, you all can do your research on that. I'm just reading an article from the Sun Times. This is the list. Friends of Napoleon Harris. And we're just going to go a little further. It says Harris, who joined the General Assembly in 2013 and became Insurance Committee Chairman in 2019, wouldn't answer questions about how he came to be an investor in the company, whether that entailed putting in money and what sort of income he would get from that. Harris has also long derived side income through a company that runs a Beggar's Pizza franchise in Harvey. In 2022 and 2023, Harris's campaign fund accepted contributions from the Max Group, totaling $2,500 according to the Illinois State Board of Elections records. He has also accepted at least $60,000 overall from the insurance industry since the beginning of last year. State election boards records show. That includes $10,000 from Allstate Insurance Company, $7,500 from State Farm Insurance, $6,000 from Cigna, and $1,500 from the political arm of the Illinois Life and Health Insurance Council that had been involved in talks over Pritzker's legislation this year. Wow. John Patterson, that's the guy right there, a spokesperson for the Illinois State Senate, President Don Hardin, good grief, an Oak Park Democrat, says Harris has shown himself to be a knowledgeable, independent voice and has fostered conversations in the insurance committee that have led to pragmatic solutions that work. Okay. It says Harmon has also been the recipient of significant campaign money from the insurance industry, including more than $100,000 combined from Allstate and State Farm, and more than $10,000 from the Illinois Life and Health Insurance Council, with the group helping throw a fundraiser for him in December. Wow. Harris grew up in Dixmoor, attended Thornton Township High School in Harvey, and played football at Northwest University before becoming a linebacker for the Oakland Raiders, Minnesota Vikings, and Kansas City Chiefs. He ran for U.S. Senate unsuccessfully in 2016, losing in the Democratic primary to current U.S. Senator Tammy Duckworth. Asked about Harris's insurance committee chairmanship and his insurance broker investments, Pritzker's office would only say that the governor looks forward to this new era of consumer protection, and we will continue working with the General Assembly to deliver even more reform in the future. Well, I don't know if that is such a good thing, because when you say consumer protection, you're talking about the people. I mean, how many times we're gonna protect the people here without asking the people if they want to be protected? Oh, but I think that's the new era. That could be the new era that we're in. I'm hoping not.
You want to go ahead and take that out? You don't want to be against equality, do you?
No.
That's who we need. We need Cat Williams here. Thank you, Choose. Okay, so now this is my thoughts on that. I think that this is definitely kind of a sticky situation, but I think the people that's involved, they don't care too much as long as they are able to move and shake with the group. Because remember, just like when Tiffany got in, it was a lot of people that just didn't have positions that they were promised, jobs that they were promised, situations like that. It's politics, right? So she said, she had to say 3 times, this is from the Tribune. I'm reading from the Tribune. People will still say, oh, you're a Tiffany supporter. She's reading from the Tribune. You have to just open your ears to everything. I agree with one thing I heard on Martin's show. If Tiffany did all the stuff she did, you think that one person colluded everything by herself? No, it was that one person and her boyfriend, right? That's who, or her married boyfriend. That's how we got in this pickle. Now, during my research, which I'm not a big numbers person, y'all. I told y'all that 1,000 times. I let the other YouTubers do breakdowns. I used to enjoy watching the breakdowns. Now, like Katja, she does the budget breakdowns for Dolton. Nobody really looks at Thornton Township. And y'all, those minute meetings, now I see why we don't have minutes in Dolton. If those YouTubers got a hold to the Dolton, like the videos are one thing, but if you got a hold to the Dolton minutes, it would be a whole, I never knew how important and crucial this was. So every time I do live, we're going to go over one, we're going to try, can't promise, go over one Thornton Township. Clerk Wells does a phenomenal job of keeping the minutes. And we're going to see like what happened, like when we get up to election time. If you didn't notice, Thornton Township, okay, it really hasn't. Now, y'all let me know. It's not a big, it's not, this is what I'm saying without trying to say it wrong. Thornton Township really didn't have an issue. It's 17 municipalities. And you only see 10 people from Dolton coming over there making a problem. It's not like they're broke and she's stealing all the money. Do I think it's wrong to appoint people to different positions? That's kind of nepotisms, like your cousins, your sisters, your boyfriend. Yeah, I think that's sticky and that's weird. Don't do that. But I remember, didn't Frank Zuccarelli's sister work for him? I mean, if you compare, you a Tiffany supporter. I'm just asking, like, this has happened for years. Didn't Shaw twin brother work for him? This is just what's been happening for years. Now I don't know how much more nepotism can you get other than your twin brother lose his job as a commissioner and then run over there and become, what was he, an investigator for Dolton? Just made a position up, making $100,000 a year back then. This has been what has happened for years. Big Mike. Okay. Now, hey Dave. Yeah, it's still, the White Castle is still there. Okay. When they appoint individuals, do the appointed individuals have to go through a public interview process? Yeah, oh my goodness, we're gonna know, but you know what, Brittany? In the minutes, I learned so much. So like Tiffany, she fired some people and it's on public record, right? Tiffany hired some people and it's on public record, right? but the board had to vote on it, and you really get to see those votes. And I'm like, oh, because in my head, what I watched in the news was Tiffany is hiring and firing people, and the board is not. They don't have anything to do with it. She just going ahead and hiring and firing people. But in the minutes in Thornton Township, you could see who vote on the hiring, who voted on the firing. And it's really deep, you guys. Now, in Dolton, we have, for the last 3 years, we have no meeting minutes, right? Guess what else we don't have? Uh-oh, what happened? Sorry, y'all. Guess what else we don't have? No reports, okay? We have no reports. Let's go to, thumbs up the video, you guys. Let's go to the comptroller's office, because this was a big thing. They were arguing last night about a caller called in, and he was talking about a $58 million deficit went down to like $5 million, right? And then another caller was like, well, where'd she get the $55 million? Did it come out her butt? And it just went on from there. Like it'd be like let's talk about it, because I would want to know. So another caller said, so he said, no, go to Susan Mendoza website and you can see all the reports. I find it mighty funny and mighty fishy, okay, that when you go to Dolton, you have no financial reports, no finance person, no finance chair, no minute meetings, no minutes for the meetings, no warrant list, no nothing handed out at the meeting. We can't even get the agenda on the Jumbotron. But when we get to the Park District, Lori Lightfoot can have her PowerPoint presentation right behind them. It's almost like Dolton keep the people uninformed. If Tiffany is stealing and stopping this stuff, put it on the Jumbotron. Just like we are asking Tiffany, you said you're going to show us, put it on the Jumbotron. But now when we go over to Thornton Township, it's smooth sailing. All the reports are in. Robert Hunt got every letter that needs to be in. Everything's going smooth. And then if you look at the meeting minutes, I keep on saying meeting minutes, it wasn't until this certain group started to come over, it was like she was stealing. If she's stealing, instead of us yelling about it, I really miss the days that Paul would come in with the numbers and just tell us what's going on, or Miss Wendy would come in with the numbers and tell us what's going on. Now it's, did you pay your rent? Did you pay your rent, Tiffany? Is your boyfriend married, Tiffany? No, I miss the days when we could go over these numbers and reports one by one. They got every report is here on the Illinois Comptroller website. Did we pay for your BMW, Tiffany? No, I want to see this. And we got every report, 22, 23, 24. So it was a caller on Martin's show that I'm going to play. And when they got down to the nitty gritty of, I about to say, I hope I wasn't on mute. When they got down to the nitty gritty of what was going on, and I'm not saying this caller was wrong. The caller said, oh, it was a typo on Susan Mendoza website. Well, who do we talk to about the typo? Because that means all of us who are really looking at the numbers, we're saying, okay, if it's a typo and you're telling us that we do have a deficit for real, correct it. Like, I would think that y'all would be able to call Susan Mendoza office or write a letter and get it corrected. That's all I'm saying. Or show us proof where it is a deficit. Now, this is the same woman that said, don't you think she would correct it if it's a typo? If they say it was a clerical error, this is the same person. Hit the like button, guys.
Really filed the way the
Chief Financial Officer makes it clear to Dolton officials.
Until I see those reports properly filed the way the law says they have to be, and until we see them show accountability for how they're spending taxpayer money, They will not see another penny of those offsets.
Illinois Comptroller Susana Mendoza says she is freezing $135,000 that would have been sent to the village of Dolton after a preliminary report of the village finances by former Chicago Mayor Lori Lightfoot revealed questionable expenses under Mayor Tiffany Henyard, and a village that had a multi-million-dollar surplus 2 years ago is now running millions of dollars in debt.
Our action yesterday is to protect the people of Dolton who she is disrespecting with her behavior every day.
Mendoza says her office is poised to do a forced audit and levy fines if the village of Dolton does not file past due audits. Village trustees now demanding the village finance department comply.
It's so sad. It's sad because the people who are being hurt are the poor people of Dolton.
An attorney representing Mayor Henyard shared this statement, saying in part, she has never refused to comply with the comptroller. She is simply trying to compel the accountant to comply. Meanwhile, yesterday in Dolton, more confusion over leadership at the Dolton Police Department after the trustees put Deputy Chief Louis Lacey on administrative leave. Lacey appeared in federal court yesterday, pleading not guilty to bankruptcy fraud and perjury charges. A judge ordering Lacey to hand over his firearms and FOID card. In this video obtained by ABC7, Lacey and Mayor Henyard are heard telling officers who was in charge last night.
Now, from this point on, do what you want. But anything after this is insubordination.
He is not the chief.
Attorney Bert Olderson represents village trustees.
I've seen a lot of corruption and hijinks, and I've never seen anything like this.
Trustees tell ABC7 they will move to formally fire Lacey at the next village board meeting after they say he violated the terms of his administrative leave.
Watch breaking news on YouTube. Subscribe to ABC7 Chicago Eyewitness News.
Okay, guys. Okay, so that was the comptroller. And I hear what you guys are saying. Someone said, well, the Dolton board is not submitting their reports. I agree. Someone opened my eyes last night when I was listening to Martin's show. I think it was Conscious when she was like, you know who gets the grants? The engineer. Now, I don't know if that's true or not, but they go get, and we never hear an engineer report. You know, it's like, okay, are people scared to give the reports? Where is Tangenique? Okay, I'm just, all right. Y'all don't never answer that question. Where is Tangenique? Okay, let's go, guys. We long-winded, but we're going to get up out of here because I still haven't eaten. Oh, you back with your fancy coffee? Hey, everybody. I hope y'all had a great holiday. Hit the like button if you can. Support the channel. I have Cash App and Zelle at the bottom. If you can't, just stay by and relax and crunch these numbers with me. Help your girl out. Okay, let's go to Martin G. Johnson. He was fighting for his life last. Hold it. Hold it. Hold it. I ain't gonna let you do that. Let them speak. Martin be fighting for his life. Subscribe to Martin's channel, y'all. He be over there fighting for his life on this You're a Tiffany supporter. That's it. Let's listen to this part. So it's a caller calling in. He has he's saying something about a $58 million deficit. It went down to $5 million. And the other caller had a good rebuttal, but it's like, can we just have conversation, y'all? Just have conversation. I'm the same way. I get heated too. Because it's like, that's not what I'm saying. You know what I mean? So let's listen.
What was presented to her, and it was posted. So now that's what Keith Price and Tiffany is out there claiming. Because
if I go on the website, though, am I able to see some sort of, you know what I'm saying? Am I going to see the mistake still there?
Okay, are you going to see where that $55 million?
Because I thought that was a valid question. So let's rewind. So the whole thing I was trying to get to the part. Oh, Martin, you should have someone timestamp your lives. I need to do the same thing too. So it could be good references because it do be good conversations on here. So he's saying that he saw something on the comptroller website And the caller is saying it was a clerical error. Let's go there.
Not yet. The only grant that I saw when I did my research for both Dolton was the $1 million grant. It was a youth grant, which is why she took Kamal over the youth department to spend that grant.
And I agree, because I haven't seen those grants.
If I may ask the young lady who got the financials, what's your name? I don't want to say. What's your name? I'm sorry.
Conscious.
Conscious. Okay. Conscious and the other young lady and the other gentleman, have you guys went to Susan Menendez's website, the treasurer, and looked up anything with Dolton?
And that's what I told you, that was a clerical error. That was what they gave her.
So
they still have to research that. Yeah, they still have to research that and fix that, because I don't think that's accurate.
Oh, so we going off of what you think, not what. Okay, got you. Okay, all right. I like to see where we be at, though.
Yeah, but everybody has said it because they were going off of the financial information that was given to them, and it's not. They said that it wasn't accurate. But you're not a Tiffany supporter, but you're getting mighty upset because you want to prove that she pulled $55 million out of her butt and got off the deficit down. Because you can't even know where she got the $50-some from. I'm not a hater. I feel like what she's done to the village and the township is ridiculous. How she pilfered all this money and she doesn't want to show any. She don't feel like she has any accountability to the residents and how she spends their money. She loves for people to be uninformed and uneducated, and she likes to confuse people. And that's probably why she sent in that information, so that it can be posted and confuse people, so that her and Keith Price can go around saying that she bought the deficit down $50 million, but you don't know where she got $50 million from to bring it down. She didn't. If you look at Lansing and how Lansing has developed, they have Chick-fil-A, they have all kind of businesses, building businesses, Taco Bell, Starbucks. What has Tiffany done for Dolton? Now, I can see Lansing saying they bought a deficit down because they have.
Okay. Now, y'all correct me if I'm wrong, because let me see if we remember that. Sorry, y'all. Y'all know I got to give me a little snack. Hit the like button. Lansing is booming. Homewood, booming. Dolton ain't been booming since the early 90s. However, remember when Tiffany did try to bring something to Dolton? What y'all do? What y'all do? When she did try to bring something to Dolton, anybody remember? What y'all do? And I'm gonna play. What y'all do? This building's not structurally sound. That building's out of place in Dolton. Kamal bought the land for $1. Anybody remember that? Anybody remember that? Tiffany closed down Mr. Ringy's to bring this building back because her and Kamal sleeping together. I'm just wondering. That building not structurally sound. I called OSHA. All right. I'm just doing both sides. Now, I'm gonna tell you what I didn't like when I didn't know why they had to. Well, I'm not gonna say that because that's kind of weird. They were mad because Tiffany was at the groundbreaking for the St. Patrick's building, but Riley, he was at the groundbreaking and the ribbon cutting for the Boo Boo Factory. So same thing. And Taco Bell and Dollar Tree, which he brought to Dolton. So yeah. Now anybody remember that? Yeah. I can agree with that. She could let me tell you. Tiffany told us to go to a podcast to hear government business. Where they do that at, Garbage? If you want the tea, get it from me on a podcast. Silly. I ain't like that either. I'm just telling you, I can't look at one side and not look at the other. You absolutely right, Gardner. We had to go. All the seniors, they can't go and look up reports. They got to go to, what's the name of that? Not StreamYard, Spotify. I don't even know how to get on Spotify myself.
On it because she has been campaigning with with taxpayers' money. So now they're saying, well, did Zuccarelli have a big old billboard? Did Zuccarelli get signs put up along the street with they face all over it? Does Zuccarelli have his picture? I don't know what Zuccarelli even looks like, but we know what Tiffany looks like because her picture is everywhere.
You're absolutely right. No, you hands down. That was my first time meeting Zuccarelli, and I wouldn't know who he was if he wasn't at that building, right? If he wasn't at that building, I wouldn't even know what Zuccarelli looked like because he was low key. He wasn't
right.
out
so
there.
His name was on there, but she used that as a campaign tactic, like, this is what I'm giving you. When this is stuff that was in place before she was even in that seat. But she wants everybody to think that this is what she's doing for them, and it's not.
And again, I don't think that's necessarily true. That's your opinion, and we all got them. You can't say it's a campaign.
And you thinking that it's not true is your opinion as well. That is. That's exactly what the trustees were arguing.
Okay, let's hold it for a minute. Hold it for a minute, ma'am. I'm looking at Keith Price. He's in the audience in the messenger. He's saying that the toys were not purchased. That's what Keith said. But I want to hear from 702. Go ahead, 702, because you've been real patient.
So you guys, that whole toy thing is really confusing. Hey, Miss Asia. Miss Asia, right. The building is structurally sound enough for them to have an event there. Surely is. Now all of a sudden everybody crickets. But I had a question. The toys. Y'all told me too that the toys were purchased. I have no proof of that. I'm not trying to ignore you guys when y'all say that, but I did for you because someone said that Tiffany bought all the toys on a credit card last night. And I said, so now we got a credit card? I thought we didn't have a credit card because we couldn't even get cake from the cake from Calumet Bakery. So she bought $67,000 worth of toys on a credit card. So I FOIA'd the clerk to see if I could find out if the toys were paid for by a credit card, you guys. I don't know. I heard the question being asked, did you get the toys already? Or, what Carmen asked, and Tiffany did not answer the question. Now that's all. That's as far as I got. And then I saw the Lansing Journal. I saw the Lansing Journal say that it was an invoice for $67,000 for the toys. And then we started to argue back and forth if the invoice was net 30. Y'all went, so not saying y'all like you guys, but the public went and said, oh, it's an invoice. They sent the toys, and she got the toys and she had them. She didn't hand them out. Then y'all told me it was paid for by a credit card. So I don't know, you guys. The only thing I can do is FOIA it. So that's all I got. That's as far as Burgundy Blue got with the toys, just so you know. And Keith Price said that the toys were not bought. So I don't know, you guys. We'll wait for the paperwork over here. But if you guys see anything differently, send it to me at burgundybluecommentary@gmail.com. Like if you find any paperwork or if I missed something and you saw the invoice, I'd love to see it, okay? Because we could cover that. That's something we could cover. Are the toys sitting there in the building? And she just didn't give them out. Could she not give them out because of the insurance? If we had $67,000 spent on toys, couldn't we have paid the insurance with the credit card? I'm just asking, because I'm like, it just seems weird. Like, so is everybody just irresponsible over there? What is the tea? So that would be huge if we find out that those toys were purchased with a credit card for $67,000. That would be huge. That might sway my whole thought process right now, just to know how things were doing. Now because remember, Miss Tanika Hughes, she was saying how her meat was being held hostage, and I'm not laughing, but she was like, "Yeah, I'll try to go get the meat," and they was like, "We ain't been paid." So yeah, I want to know. Or do they have everything sitting there, but because of the insurance, I think it's bigger than the food boxes. I don't think it's just the food boxes. You know what I mean? The physical box. Like, I don't think so. And why do we keep on saying Tiffany picture was on the food box? I've never seen that. If you guys can tell me if her picture was on the food box, can you send that to me too? Like, was it 1 year she did have her face on the food box? Let me know.
Go ahead, 702.
Yeah, I just wanted to say, do you guys remember how she got elected mayor? She did those damn gas giveaways.
Oh.
Just like she gives the big bingo away, which is illegal, I think. I think you have to have a kind of gaming license to give out prizes over a certain amount of money.
That's ridiculous. Yeah.
That's just how, and she likes to name or say she gives giveaways, but all the giveaways she's giving away is paid for by taxpayers.
Yeah.
It's like the lady said, it's programs that's already in place, but she tries to drum it up like she's coming out of her pocket with it.
And if she's not in that position, then it's going to go away. That's what she wants the residents to think, that if I'm not in this position, you won't get this and you won't get that. And these programs were already in.
Now, this is when y'all going to say I'm a Tiffany supporter, because I this is what I want. No, I don't think that if Tiffany goes away, do I think the programs are going to go away? No, I don't think nobody think that, because guess what? The township had the program for the ZAP program, 18 years? Then the Frank Zuccarelli was 29 years as supervisor? He already had the program, but I don't think the Taste of Thornton Township is going to go away if Tiffany goes away. I think whoever will be supervisor will still do the Taste of Thornton Township. The food pantry was, if what would we have a township for if it was going to go away? Tiffany just got appointed to that seat. Carmen just got appointed to that seat, and they just rolling the same, riding the bike on what was already the legacy Frank left for the township. Now, the guy that was supervisor before Frank, I really want to do research on it to see what programs he had. You know what I mean? It was so many things I didn't agree with. And I think we covered this on this channel. I didn't like what Tiffany turned ZAP into HAP. I thought that it could have been the ZAP program with the senior lawn care and stuff like that program. I think if Frank created ZAP, that could have stayed ZAP for his legacy. You see what I'm saying? So it's been little things like that. I didn't agree with the next supervisor, it being cut in half, the salary. I didn't agree with that. I thought, why even bother with that? It's not no big deal. But I think if she was elected supervisor in an election, she would have went back to the term 1 pay. But no one talks about, guess what? The trustees signed off on that. And instead of trustees making, I'm just going to throw a number out there, $60,000 a year, they signed into law along with the supervisor position. They tried to, it didn't pass, that if they weren't elected, they pay stay the same. But if they weren't elected, the new people that took their seat, their pay dropped down to like $5,000 too. So it was a lot of hands touching that bill that they tried to pass, or that law. So yeah, I don't think people think if Tiffany's not the supervisor, the programs are going to go away. No, I'll tell you one thing, a lot of more people know about the programs because this whole thing has been so controversial. And I told you, I didn't know half about the what the township offered because Frank didn't come to Dolton. So that was a perk of Tiffany being the mayor and supervisor. More people in Dolton knew they can get help from the township because Frank didn't have a good relationship with Riley Rogers. So, you had to go to the township to find out. Now it's a whole new thing. Tiffany's younger. She's coming out with all this marketing. Do I think it's overkill to have her face on everything? Yeah, I do. That's it. That's all we could say. I think it's overkill. I don't know who told her to do that or if she just did that. You know, do she think, you know, it's almost like a plugger. Do y'all, do anybody remember what a plugger is? It's almost like every time we turn around, we got a flyer or a plugger on our car. It's almost like that to see the face and the different photo shoots. But hey, it is what it is.
Right. She's a manipulator. That's all she's doing is manipulating people. And then Keith say that the toys they weren't paid for, but why didn't she say that at the meeting? If that's the case, why not answer that question point blank? No, they weren't paid for. When they saw it on the warrant list that they were paid for with the credit card. Go ahead, Conscious.
Can I?
Yeah, go ahead, Miss Conscious. Just go ahead. Go ahead.
I'm not trying to be funny. I'm dead serious. You right, Chavis. This is wild. I'm dead serious. If the trustees saw on the warrant list those toys was paid for by a credit card, that would have been the perfect time to pass that out to the residents to say, see, she spends money without our consent. Put a 1 in the chat if you agree. Put a 2 in the chat if you don't agree. I feel like both sides hide stuff from the residents.
I made a video, Grinches That Stole Christmas. The point of that video is all elected officials. All. They took an oath to the residents to uphold the rights and protect the residents. All. Now, you have elected officials, Tiffany is on this list too, that do not show up for board meetings. Now, it is my understanding that they get paid for each meeting that they attend, as well as other functions that they attend. But they are still getting paid for not showing up. And I'm talking about all of them. Now, Henyard is always late for board meetings. That is irresponsible, disrespectful, walking in like the Queen of Sheba with people waiting. People have lives. And, you know, you're waiting on her. And that is disrespectful. You took an oath. Every single elected official. If you boycott board meetings, that's wrong. I don't care. You have a vote. Vote no. It doesn't, you want to put what's on the agenda. Okay, vote no on it. But you don't disregard your oath of office. That to me is completely off the wall. You know, but you can show up at other places. You were put in place to serve the people. Respect that oath. And I'm talking about all elected officials. Every last one of them.
All right. Okay, hold it, sir. Hold it. I want to address something real quick. Somebody said Martin has lost all his credibility. Well, if anybody got any sense, you can see that I didn't side with nobody. Listen, you must don't know me. This is a place where everybody speaks, Democrats, Republicans, wrong or right, good or bad, uneducated. I opened my platform up for this. Only thing I ask you not to do is talk about Tiffany hair, her dress, and who she's sleeping with. All I need is other things. Now, that may be a problem. Whoever she's sleeping with, that's at least my concern. My concern is about what's going on with facts, numbers, and all that. That's all I'm concerned about. Nothing else, people. Nothing else. So if you feel like I lost my credibility, you can just bye-bye, delete yourself, go on and find you another live that you can relate to. But I'm sorry. We're not saying what you want to hear, whoever it is, whoever you are. Okay, I think Stringer said he wanted to say something else before he's going. Go ahead, 8500. Go ahead.
I think Constance just kind of said it in a nutshell.
Oh, okay.
Like seriously, like everybody that sits up there on that board, including the mayor, has a due diligence to the people, and that's what it comes down to. We can talk about this till the sun comes up, but if those people who were elected or appointed to be put in a position to help the people, if you callers don't know, or the people that's on here, one thing I try to do in myself is to help the people. I'm a national community activist, so I love helping people. And if there's somewhere where I can help out for people, hey man, I jump on it. I do feel like what she said, people need to show up, and what don't be talked about, and what I see consistently happen is that trustees don't show up to meetings. They don't show up to meetings, and I don't know if this is true or false, but if 2 trustees don't show up to 6, so I don't know how many meetings they haven't been to, that affects the people as well. So if Tiffany shows up 15, 20, 35, whatever minutes late, I don't know, but maybe she's waiting on the other trustees to get there. I don't know, but.
Okay, so like he was saying, he don't know. So this is what I see. Tiffany missed all those meetings in the Park District in Dolton from the Dolton board. Remember, they were fighting over if we were going to be at Village Hall or if we were going to be at the Park District. So she was calling those the secret squirrel meetings. We originally were supposed to have 2 meetings a month. We don't even have committee of the whole meetings and all that. We don't have that no more. We're supposed to have 2 meetings a month for the people. She's fighting to have her meeting in Village Hall. She has not missed any of those meetings at Village Hall. However, when the trustees have their special meeting, and I'm talking about the Dolton trustees, she would never show up. And that's how they would have a quorum. Then we'll go back the next month, and then she'll veto everything. It was a lot of back and forth, a lot of unnecessary stuff. Now, Thornton Township, that's different. The Thornton Township trustees started boycotting the meeting, not showing up, not having a quorum. Okay. So Tiffany was showing up to those. So both instances, I agree with what Conscience was saying. You, as an elected official, have a responsibility. I'm always going to say this. Only the residents are hurt during this situation that's going on. Only the residents. And when I say the residents are hurt, they're going to be hurt for years to come. Years to come. Years. People ask me, why don't the police remove people from the meeting when she's saying security? Because there'll be a lawsuit. They want that. They want the police to touch them or move, or for their civil rights to be violated. They want that. And that's why the police kind of slow up, because they'll be caught in a lawsuit too. And that'll happen for years to come.
To get stuff done, everybody has to be there. And I think it needs to be something internally where Tiffany goes to her board, not a meeting among the public, but she has to call her own personal meeting and say, look, let's have a meeting. Let's go out to dinner. Let's come to the office, whatever. Let's see how we can rectify this. Okay.
So Gardner said, unfortunately, a township ordinance allows trustees to meet 5 meetings before it's deemed to be legally vacated. Okay. And correct me if I'm wrong, Gardis, I think it's 5 consecutive meetings, and special board meetings do not count. So you guys, if we don't know and we're uneducated in the situation, because I know I am, and I have to start looking stuff up for myself, they could miss 4 meetings in a row, but then they'll pop in or they'll call a special meeting, and that kind of null and voids the 5 or meetings in a row. Then they can miss another 4 meetings. And it's not consecutive and all that stuff. And special board meetings do not count. I think. Gardis tell me if I'm wrong. So they know what they're doing.
If we can. I don't know if we can. I don't know if it's too far gone already, but I just think those type of conversations, those uncomfortable conversations, she has to step up and say, hey, I want to present this
You are right. Katja said, Chu said she did that. She tried to do a retreat and everything. It's in the history. Let's fast forward just a little bit.
So I'm basically it's entertaining, and sometimes it's hurtful to see people how you voted. And
is 4583. Hey, caller.
What's up, Mr. Morning? Keith Price.
What's up, Keith? You finally came in. Okay, go ahead.
Oh, yeah. No, I just wanted to touch. I really only call in when people call and say, hey, you hear this? The toys was never purchased because the trustees never came in. Then for the young lady that said they were bought by the credit card, those trustees also passed ordinances where all the credit cards were disposed of. So there are a couple. Well, it's only one that I know of. And no toys was purchased with it. As far as the food, any of those major giveaways, you cannot give away Chicago Food Depository items that they give. That the stuff that they give, that's mainly given out all week to all the senior deliveries and the distribution day. So, people get on and they just say, oh, this or that, and they really have no facts. When we talk about boxes, Zuccarelli name was on the box for 30 years. We changed the boxes. We made them white. We put 2 colors on it. We still saved $1 per box. The savings that's been going on at Thornton Township has been great. Then another young lady says, where is he going to make that type of money being a pantry food manager? Well, that's not the only thing I do at the township, number one. And number two, tell her to go check what the other managers were making. I'm well under what they were making. So, it's just people want to believe anything negative so quick. Anybody that wants to look up those numbers, go on Susan Mendoza's website and look up the numbers for the audits for the township. It's simple, but people rather hear something and run with it instead of do their own research. And when we talk about that $100,000 that I make, I'm also a business owner, and I make triple of that from my business. So people just talk, man, and don't know anything for real and won't go look. It's easier just to hear something and believe it instead of go do the research yourself and find the truth.
Well, maybe we should send a letter to Susan Mendoza to clarify those numbers that you guys gave them. And again, no one I guess that's your talking point for Tiffany supporters, that all of the YouTubers, I guess they listen to you. I don't know if you all have a meeting or whatever, but you say the same thing. People need to get facts. People know, but maybe we should send a letter to make sure that they clarify those numbers. And then, how did you get your job as a food pantry manager? All you did was keep on speaking well of Tiffany, and then all of a sudden, Chief Price is the food pantry manager. And I guess you the township administrator too, but she won't say that that's your position. And she's telling Carmen to send information to you. Chief Price going to give you that. How is the food pantry manager got his hands in everything and access to all this confidential information? You're just supposed to be running the food pantry. But you and Michael Smith been trying to get a job for the longest. I guess you took the last one that was available. All you got to do, if you want a job at the township or Dolton Township, just get up at the podium and speak well of Tiff.
I want to pause it right there, because remember that statement once the new people take office, and see if any of those people that was on the podium, if they get a job under the new administration as well. Okay, that's all I want to say, because it goes both ways. Also, regarding, that's why we're gonna go through the minutes for the meetings. When she said, how did you get your job? What's going on? If everybody would have went to the meetings before the Tiffany Henyard storm, we might have an answer to a lot of questions. Those meetings were empty, dry, gone, just gone. Nobody was there.
Tiffany, and she'll give you a job.
And you're wrong.
Hold on, let him rebuttal that if he wants to.
You're wrong again. I got interviewed for the job. If maybe you don't know my history when it comes to holding elected.
Oh, you guys just pointed this out to me. Okay, so she also said, I don't know, do y'all all have a meeting talking about the YouTubers and stuff like that? She was like, do the YouTubers, that the Tiffany supporters, do y'all have a meeting? I'll tell you who do have a meeting. Like, we have all these different advisory committees that came out of nowhere that was not voted for, that are privy to private information. We have old trustees hanging around the trustees, and we have tea with the trustees that are privy to confidential information. Every time well, Lori Lightfoot coming this day. Okay, we know what's on the warrant list this week. They could tell us what's going on before the meetings at any time. So I think that's shady to say that we have a Tiffany. Why would Tiffany come to small YouTube channels if she paying us so much, like y'all say, we getting paid to talk about Tiffany? Why would she come down to the small YouTuber channels? Why wouldn't she pay somebody with 5 million subscribers to say good things about her? Like, y'all don't make sense. That it's like almost like we are in high school, because that's like, I know you are, but what am I? Hit the like button, y'all. We are long-winded.
Can I be recognized, Mayor?
You want to be long-winded? I'm just asking.
Y'all.
The positions and dealing with budgets and tax levies and the things I've done over the years. When I first got elected, it was 2003. I was 31. After that, I've been president of the park district. I've been a vice president of a school board. I've been the president of the library board. I've been an alderman for 12 years. I don't usually talk about those things. I know the process. I know the municipal code. I know the township code. I know how much food was being stolen out that pantry prior to me coming there. So I believe I got that because of my experience. It has nothing to do with speaking up for Tiffany. I was shocked she hired me. I did not support Tiffany when she ran against Riley Rogers. And that was because Riley Rogers openly supported me. So I didn't think I was going to get the job. I knew I would have never got the job when Zuccarelli was in there, because I was always on him about the wrong that he was doing, where all these beautiful Black people wouldn't say a thing to for years. So, I mean, think what you want to think, and no one can change how you think. But when it comes to experience in politics, I have it. When it comes to understanding the budgets and the levies and when you should pass them and what you should do before and how long they have to be on display, I know it. So I think she picked me because of that. I didn't know Tiffany really before this at all, besides hi.
Well, how generous of you, with all your accolades, to go after a job as a food pantry manager with all your accolades. And why didn't you go as the administrator? But you went because you want to stop the bleeding in the food pantry. Thank you. You're such a good Samaritan.
I have a question for you, Mr. Price.
Oh, okay, go ahead. Is that 337?
No, it's 702.
702. Okay, go ahead.
I'm 337.
Mr. Price, I have a question for you. At that toy giveaway that didn't go this weekend, how many people showed up?
Early in the morning, it was a line.
Okay.
You asked me a question. Now,
let him answer it.
You wanted to ask something else?
No.
Okay, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Early in the morning, the line started forming all the way up Greenwood. I got a call about it. The director.
Y'all, now hit the like button. Miss Asia, no, wait, there's more. Oh, me and my friend was texting last night. And, now I see, like, I could not stop laughing. This is not a funny situation at all. Believe me, it's not funny. Believe me. But sometimes the responses, and I always tell y'all, I don't know what happened behind closed doors. I can't tell y'all what happened behind closed doors. It's almost like that first impression. You don't get a second chance. So maybe Tiffany rubbed people the wrong way personally as well. I'm not gonna never take that away from them. Like I was telling y'all about the new lady that's running, she rubbed me the wrong way. And I had to check myself because I'm like, you know what? Let me listen with open ears and a mind, because when she came at me talking about what block you live on, I came back like, girl, don't, see that's your problem. That's your problem. see, now I'm looking at her side eye like, oh, okay, so this is our future mayor. That when I said, well, I ain't see her on my block. Well, what block you live on? Because okay, thank you, ma'am. Like when Miss Hill say, thanks for confirming to the Department of Justice. Shout out to Miss Hill. Thank you. So I had to reprogram myself when it comes to her now. So the same thing with Tiffany. I don't know. Did Tiffany say, oh yeah, I got you once I get in? Did you really believe in her? And then stuff went left and you was like, oh man, I can't take that away from people. However, y'all have to listen to this part. This is so funny. I'm not trying to laugh, but let me know what you think. This is about the food pantry line, and people comment under, not the food pantry, the toy giveaway. The toy and food giveaway. I did get there. I got there at the end. It was like, I didn't even know she was up there. So 11 to 1, I think was the time, or 11, the line started at 11. I got there at like 1 or 2, 2 o'clock. So no, it wasn't a big line. I asked the supervisor, could I take a video so we could understand what happened for you guys, right? I have no problem. I pull over, I ask anybody. If I see one of them Thornton Township buses driving, guess what I'm gonna do? Bum, bum. Hey, can you tell me why you driving? Are you insured? I try to do the best I can for y'all. So no, it was just 1 or 2 cars trickling in at the end when I got there. Now this is Keith's side of the story. Y'all listen to the response about the line. Now remember, this is a toy giveaway, food giveaway for people that registered and qualified. Only if you qualify. So I just couldn't get in the line. Like for book bag giveaways, I was going to go get a book bag for my neighbor. What did they tell me? Did you register? You pre-register, because they have to account for all the book bags they gave away and all of that stuff.
Of GA said, did y'all send anything out? I said, yes, we sent out text message and email blast. Obviously, some people either didn't check or whatever the reason was, it was still a line forming all the way up Greenwood. So we came up there and passed out. Letters to let people know that it wasn't occurring, and we stayed out there for a while because sporadically cars were passing through, still asking about the function.
Okay, fair enough.
Okay, I have a new call.
They show up at a time when the event wasn't even scheduled. They showed up when the event said that it was from this time in the evening, but they were showing up in the morning. How stupid are the township people? It's so you want everybody to think the township people are stupid, right?
No, I think the people that tell you it's okay for them to miss 7 meetings think you are.
Y'all, hold on. This is why we have to Google everything. Have y'all ever gotten in line early for anything? When I like to get in line early. When the new iPhone come out and the store don't open to 9, I like to be there at 7:30. Okay. If if I'm at Great America, I like to get in my line early for the favorite rides. Who wants to be at the butt end where all the good stuff is gone and early bird gets the worm? Why are we arguing about? I was floored. Oh, so you want people to think we stupid? I'm like, I don't think nobody's stupid for getting in line early. I want to get in line early to see what the good stuff is. Am I with you? I mean, is anybody with me? I don't think nobody's stupid. I want to get there first and get the really good stuff. Why are we arguing about what time you get in line? I don't. So they were like, if they didn't have video, that would be like me asking for video when Kamal roughed up somebody on the side of the remember he physically assaulted somebody and nobody got video of that. Y'all didn't get video of that? World Star. And I'm not being like, we got videos of everything. And y'all like, okay, well, we didn't see enough people in line. It might have not been a line, but we can't be saying people didn't get there early.
How many people showed up?
Early in the morning, it was a line.
Okay.
You asked me a question. Now
let him answer it.
You wanted to ask something else?
No.
Okay, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Early in the morning, the line started forming all the way up Greenwood. I got a call about it. The director of GA said, "Did y'all send anything out?" I said, "Yes, we sent out text message and email blast." Obviously, some people either didn't check or whatever the reason was, it was still a line forming all the way up Greenwood. So we came up there and passed out letters to let people know that it wasn't occurring. And we stayed out there for a while because sporadically cars were passing through, still asking about the function.
Okay, fair enough.
Okay, I have a new call.
Why would they show up at a time when the event wasn't even scheduled? They showed up when the event said that it was from this time in the evening, but they were showing up in the morning. How stupid are the township people? It's so you want everybody to think the township people are stupid, right?
No, I think the people that tell you it's okay for them to miss 7 meetings think you all are stupid. When you have functions as big as those toy giveaways, people come early. People want to be the first people in. They don't want to be way in the back of the line, 100 and some cars back. So, I mean, I hear.
I don't know where that's coming from, Brittany. There should be a better process than seniors standing in line. No, you drive up in your car and they put the stuff in your car. Or you go inside the building like she did last year. You go inside the building and pick up your toys. It's not people standing in line and cold. You know, it's not like it says food pantry, but you really can drive up and they'll box your car because you can go through the assembly line. So just so you know. Okay, so somebody put that, I lost my question. Somebody put up, I need to find it. Somebody put up, can you explain the truck in Munster, Indiana? Y'all sent that to me a bunch of times. Let me give you my best explanation. And I didn't know this either, but let's go to a time before Tiffany was supervisor, right? So this is all I got. I only can give you what I have. Okay. And this is from my research. Now, the Munster, if you guys didn't know, we have 2 hospitals. Number 1, it's Ingalls, but it's named something now. Is it University of Chicago now, guys? I think it's Ingalls, used to be Ingalls, but I think it's the University of Chicago. And then remember we had St. Margaret's, but they are renovating. Hold on. They are renovating. Now, if you don't believe me, the trustees, I did a video on it. They handed out a whole, it was called Neighborhood Watch. On the back, your emergency numbers was, your hospital was St. Margaret, which is on the border. It's right on State Line Road, or you have Ingalls. Sorry, I'm still calling it Ingalls, old school. Okay. St. Margaret's has been dismantled for they're doing repairs and they're switching stuff around. They're doing a new network. So now, guess where the seniors that had appointments and stuff like that, or guess if you're in a hospital, if you had to go to a hospital, or if you had a stroke, you go to another place of their portion of their network. Okay, they have places in Indiana because they are in Indiana. Now, the senior transportation bus, not saying this is where this bus goes, you will see it in Indiana because they allow seniors to go to certain appointments. You might see that bus in the city. You might see it in Indiana because it depends on if they qualify, if things move, if they're part of that network, okay? So because I know y'all ain't gonna believe me. So let's hear it from a video from 7 years ago. Because I asked about that. I like to ask to make sure.
Hello and good afternoon, and welcome to Senior Transportation for Thornton Township. My name is Pete Hawkins, and I'm the manager of Thornton Township Senior Transportation. And here in transportation, what we do, roughly Monday through Friday, roughly from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m., we transport the seniors around the township. If you're a resident of Thornton Township, you're 60 years of age, that's all you need. We can do a phone interview and facilitate any rides you need within the township in that time. We also cover selected medical facilities outside of the township.
Outside of the township, okay? That's all I got. But if St. Margaret's, which was the local hospital we would go to, they have all these renovations underway. But some of the network, they'll send you over there to Munster. They're in Hammond. What's that, Dyer? They have different areas. Now, I'm not saying the bus go all the way to Dyer. I don't know. But these places, Munster, Indiana, like people like, why is the bus in Munster, Indiana? That's, you pass Sibley, if you guys don't know. Hold on. Let me just show you how far. Thornton Township to Munster, Indiana. Okay. This is how far. 6 miles. We're not far, okay? We're not far from Munster, Indiana. Remember that board meeting we had? We had a board meeting and everybody stood up, and then the same day I was over in Munster, Indiana with Cara Wilson and Rabbi, because they found out the officer that killed Alexis Wilson now worked in Munster, Indiana. When they asked me to come and when I decided to go, it took me 12 minutes to get from Dolton Village Hall to Munster, Indiana Village Hall. It's not, I could take the streets, I could take the expressway. We're about 5 exits away. So don't think Munster, Indiana is in some third world country and the Thornton Township bus was all the way over there, okay? So those that don't live here, okay? Don't know what the bus was doing over there, but that's my answer for you guys that didn't know. Yes, the bus travels out the township as well. Okay. No, we went through it. They have until the 30th. They have until December 30th from that email from the broker. Okay. They have until the 30th. We covered that in the last video. The 30th is done. Okay. Now, after the 30th, so you might see the Thornton Township van the next 4 days. I only read what I see. I don't have no inside intel, but we saw the email where the insurance broker said December 30th, that's it. You cut off. That's it. That's it. You're done for. Okay. All right. Now, let's go to the last thing of the day because we was long-winded. Y'all make sure you subscribe to Martin G. Johnson. It was a really good conversation. Martin be fighting for his life. The last thing I want to do, because I'm going to get out of here and get me something to eat and all that stuff. Well, let's play a little bit of Martin while I pull this up. And y'all make sure you follow Martin. Choose compassion, conscious. Okay, let's share this. It's interesting because you know what? Despite it all, we're learning a lot together about government. I wasn't following government this closely, okay?
They can show that they bought businesses in. What did Tiffany do? She was closing businesses down. So you all have to, common sense, you all were talking about common sense earlier. Common sense can tell you that that has to be an error because she couldn't have bought that deficit down with nothing coming in.
Okay. I want to ask a question.
Can I say something?
Let me say something. I'm lost in the sauce. Okay. Susan Mendoza. What did you guys see on that report on her site? I don't know. I'm lost on that. Somebody educate me. Somebody said it was a mistake. I think
that's the treasurer. She got the numbers.
Okay.
The numbers don't lie. So
that's the Illinois controller.
Which is the treasurer?
Okay.
It's on the treasurer's website. So what I'm saying is, if the treasurer mistakenly put numbers up there, all I'm asking is have those numbers.
Now, I don't know about that part because we have a treasurer. What's his name? Ginoli. And then we have a comptroller, Mendoza. So y'all let me know. I don't know if it was on the treasurer website, but I did see it on the comptroller website. Just clarifying.
Changed. Have they now fixed the numbers?
No, they haven't fixed it yet. It wasn't.
Okay,
she didn't mistakenly put. Okay. That's what was presented to her, and it was posted. So now that's what Keith Price and Tiffany is out there claiming because
if I go on the website, though, am I able to see some sort of, you know what I'm saying? Am I going to see the mistake still there?
Okay, are you going to see where that $55 million deficit came from? All they can do is post what was reported to them.
But you're saying that it's wrong. You said they made a mistake. Who is they?
Okay, Tiffany magically brought the deficit down. Okay, we're going to believe that. All right.
No, I'm saying on the website.
No,
man.
but I'm just saying like that's not even important. You keep talking about because it's on the website, but use your common sense. Bitch, how could she tell me how?
So I actually think it is important if it's on the website because that's misinforming the public. So I think the proper solution would be, what y'all think? Getting it corrected if it's not true. Seeing getting that corrected through the comptroller website because they're telling us the numbers, right? And then we go from there. If it's been a clerical error for 3 years, it should be corrected by now. Y'all let me know because it does matter. Because if anybody else is looking, they're gonna see that.
How did she bring $55 million down? Where did she get the money from, sir? How did she bring the deficit down? You're trying to convince us.
So this is what I'm not doing.
Tell me where she got the money from.
I'm not insulting you.
You insulting my intelligence. Everybody's intelligent.
No, you're not. I'm asking you a question. Okay, so this sounds like how the memes go. Like seriously, I'm not gonna do that.
Because Tiffany
and
you acting like Tiffany.
And you acting like Tiffany. Wow, that's great. Okay. I haven't assaulted nobody on this line, man. What are you talking about?
No, I'm not assaulting our intelligence because you keep saying that it's on the website. No, I'm not angry. It is something that it should anger you, but you the one that said you don't care. No, it don't anger me. Like I said, I don't really know. You don't care. Then why are you trying to convince us that she did nothing wrong? I live in Dolton Township. I live in Dolton Township.
So what I'm saying to you is, I don't have a place to be angry about. I'm just having a conversation.
No,
You can't
but
make me
still,
angry about
you
something. I
have
don't
a
have anything
platform.
invested in
You're
there. You
on
can't
a
make me angry.
platform, and you're trying to convince people the same as Tiffany and Keith Price that she magically brought a deficit down from 55 million. That's insulting everybody's intelligence.
Okay.
And that's what I'm saying. That's what Keith Price and Tiffany does. They insult everybody's intelligence.
If I'm insulting you, I apologize. I'm just asking questions. I'm stating stuff that you heard just like I heard, right? So I apologize to both you guys if you think that whatever you thinking, that's not what I'm doing. You can't poke me. You're not gonna get no bail. I'm not gonna holler. I'm not gonna get mad. It's not for me to get mad about. I'm just having a conversation. It's literally
but all of your points are the same kind of points like Tiffany does. It's just like when she did this little thing with the toys and stuff. She already bought the toys, but because they wouldn't do what she wanted them to do, she didn't even give them away. What kind of person is that?
Hey, she might be able to take them back. I don't know. If they didn't approve it, I hope she take them back. That would be the logical thing, right? If she bought them, take them back.
But I'm saying, what is your purpose? What are you trying to do? You want to be objective because that's the same thing that Burgundy Blue says. That's the same thing that.
Y'all, what did I do? I was just riding the bike at home, watching the show. How do I get in it? Hit the like button for your girl. I'm over here just riding the bike, listening, enjoying it with all of y'all. And the other lady is Chew. We like, wait a minute. Y'all, can y'all tell me what I did? Can y'all tell me what I did? I was literally purposely, I was like, I'm not calling in, y'all. Every time I call in, it's a problem. How I get to the argument? I didn't get no toy, no smoky turkey tails. Literally riding a bike. Literally, hey, potato. Stop spreading that Tiffany product. That's the same thing. But what I think we could take from this conversation is he's trying to ask questions as well as he's like, well, if it's on the comptroller website, he's saying that's a problem. I saw it on the comptroller website. You're saying it's a clerical error. We need to fix that. No one's insulting anybody. We need to fix that. That's because that means a lot of people are uninformed, right? Man, then here you go. I'm minding my business.
That's great. Okay. I haven't assaulted nobody on this line, man. What are you talking about?
No, I'm not insulting our intelligence. Because you keep saying that it's on the website. No, I'm not angry. It is something that it should anger you, but are you the one that said you don't care? No, it don't anger me. Like I said, I don't live in Dolton. You don't care. Then why are you trying to convince us that she did nothing wrong? I live in Thornton Township. I live in Thornton Township.
So what I'm saying to you is, I don't have a place to be angry about. I'm just having a conversation.
No, but still, you have a platform. You're on a platform, and you're trying to convince people the same as Tiffany and Keith Price that she magically brought a deficit down from 55 million. That's insulting everybody's intelligence. Okay. And that's what I'm saying. That's what Keith Price and Tiffany does. They insult everybody's intelligence.
if I'm insulting you, I apologize. I'm just asking questions. I'm stating stuff that you heard just like I heard, right? So I apologize to both of you guys if you think that whatever you thinking, that's not what I'm doing. You can't poke me. You're not gonna get no bail. I'm not gonna holler. I'm not gonna get mad. It's not for me to get mad about. I'm just having a conversation. It's literally
no, but all of your points are the same kind of points like Tiffany does. It's just like when she did this little thing with the toys and stuff. She already bought the toys, but because they wouldn't do what she wanted them to do, she didn't even give them away. What kind of person is that?
Hey, she might be able to take them back. I don't know. If they didn't approve it, I hope she take them back. That would be the logical thing, right? If she bought them, take them back.
I got a question. If Tiffany would have still did the toy giveaway anyway, what they would have said? Let's just say the toys were purchased. She had the toys, and she said, "You know what? I'm gonna do the giveaway anyway." What would have happened? That's all I'm saying. It's just both sides. Choose, get out of here. Don't get in trouble, Choose.
But I'm saying, what is your purpose? What are you trying to do? You want to be objective because that's the same thing that Burgundy Blue says. That's the same thing that what the other caller says. I don't remember what her name was. You say you're being objective, but you're trying to put doubt in people's mind that Tiffany did anything wrong when you're only giving. You're trying to manipulate things.
Let me tell you what I've always said. If she did something wrong, I hope the FBI come in here and lock her ass up. Okay? If she's done something wrong, I hope she get her just for it. Okay? That's what I hope. I pray, though, that she did not do anything wrong. Let me finish, sir. Let me finish, because I don't interrupt you guys. I don't cut you guys off.
Oh, come on, that one.
What are you talking about? You sound like you twice my senior. I don't cut you off.
You cut that lady off several times. You cut both of those ladies off several times.
Where's the respect at, though? I'm giving you guys respect. Why can't you guys give it back? Seriously. Come on, man. Martin, no, I get on here, I say what I say, and I get off. He asked me to parlay with him for a little while. That's what I'm doing. But if you guys are going to be disrespectful and cut me off, man, I go about my business. It ain't that big of a deal to me. Like, we just having conversations. You talk, I talk. You talk, I talk. What I'm saying to you, which again, you don't like it, but I'm telling you, I don't have a horse in this race, sir, or man.
Neither do I.
Hey, can we be objective about some things? Because let me tell you something. We can be accused of a lot of things, and our job is to prove ourselves not guilty. If she hasn't done it, I hope she proves herself not guilty. I hope she proves herself that she was an upstanding mayor or a supervisor. But if not, she needs to go wherever she needs to go. If it's not elected again, if it's to jail, that's where she needs to go. But what I'm saying is, speaking on just me, I see a lot that goes on in the community. I see a lot of giving back going on in the community. If she's supposed to not be spending all that money, she's not supposed to be spending it. And I hope, things don't go her way because she's spending it the wrong way. But let me tell you this, everybody ain't perfect.
When you're finished, sir, can I ask you a question?
Okay, he's done. Go ahead.
Ask you a question, sir?
Go ahead, sir. 702, go ahead.
Okay. In your opinion, sir, from what you've seen and what you've heard, do you think she's done anything wrong?
In the financial aspect?
In any aspect of her administration?
Yes, absolutely. Yes.
Okay.
Yep, absolutely.
Okay.
110%, yes. Yep.
But you're saying that you're seeing a lot of giving, that is stuff that was going on in the township anyway. But Tiffany used it as a campaign tactic, just like she wouldn't even give the food away for Christmas because she couldn't put her name on the box. She could have had a bring your own bag food giveaway if they didn't pay for the boxes.
So we're gonna go to the next part. But it gets messier and messier. Make sure you subscribe to Mark G. Johnson Live. I don't know how he does it. He sits there for hours. One live he had was 6 hours, and he does not even get up. So go Mark G. So they were saying, Tiffany, this is what, oh child, my head hurt. So this is what we left with. Keith Price says you cannot give away food from the Greater Food Depository for the giveaways. We went over the FOIA list. Yes, they had a toy giveaway even when Frank was here, and it was budgeted for. Okay, so I guess what they're saying is the food is budgeted and paid for the township during those giveaway times. Okay, then, but the food pantry on Wednesdays and stuff like that, that's the food that comes from the Greater Chicago Food Depository. So we heard it from Keith Price. Now, what's happening, y'all? I do not know. I'm just telling you, reporting the news. Now, they're saying Tiffany had the toys, but did not give it away. We couldn't give away food because we heard from Miss Tanika Hughes with our own ears. The vendors were not paid. Okay. Y'all want to say she running no Tiffany ticket. That's fine by me. I want to say she's been working for Thornton Township since 1997, and she know what she's talking about. That's it. That's all. Okay. And if we get on such a hate train about Tiffany, at the end of the day, people in need did not get what they need because of all this political fighting. That's the bottom line. All right. Now, I'm going to tell you with the nice, supportive people of Thornton Township how they act. Now, see, because the Tiffany supporter, they're the goons. They're the goons. But then we got the people that are trying to fight for the village. They're the nice, supportive people that really want change in the community. Like, how could you talk about people that's fighting illnesses and the nerve of you? You need to respect Black women. Okay, this is my video. And I have my special guest to tell you again what's happening. Now, this young lady led us in prayer. She says she's only been there 7 months. You know what we heard? It closed your ears if I'm on speakerphone. A lot of stuff. She has an oxygen tank right here. Oxygen bag. She's always stylish when I see her. I don't know who she is. I've never met her, but she was up for public comment. They immediately thought she was a Tiffany supporter. Okay, let's go to it.
Back to Burgundy Blue Commentary. I am Blue, and I will be your new resident guide for the village of Dolton. Let's listen to the warm welcome you will get announcing that you are a new homeowner in our wonderful village.
And I just moved in this township, and I haven't been here for 7 months. And for the 7 months that I've been here,
Can y'all tell me what this lady said wrong? She stood up there. She said, hey, I just moved to the township. I've been here 7 years. I'm 7 months. Then you should shut the fuck up. These are adults. These are adults at a board meeting that just finished praying, just finished the flag, Pledge of Allegiance. This woman has her right to public comment, right? I only been here 7 months. We lucky anybody move here. Anybody that want to come here and be a homeowner and move here, we lucky. After all this, she's only been here 7 months. Well, you should shut the fuck up. Real grown. Real chef's kiss.
War. Just war. I moved from the city. You shouldn't have come here. I moved from the city.
I moved from the city. Did y'all hear what they said? You shouldn't have came here. Way to go. Yeah, cause she's spending our taxpayer dollars. She's stealing the money too. This woman at the podium, she's part of stealing the money, right?
Thinking that I'm gonna find a better place. Look here. I hate
all of the people that say that they hate Tiffany Henyard, the majority of them, you know what I see? Tiffany Henyard. Anton, what the heck are you talking about? What does that mean? That means that you just like her. All of these people that's fake mad and fake outraged, you just like her. You don't go to work on time. You don't do what you're supposed to do. You fake mad because everybody else is fake mad. So now you sitting here mad at the person that's just a reflection of who you are when you look inside of the mirror. You don't do your job. You finesse, you steal, you do everything that she doing. She just the person that's the public figure. She got the spotlight on her.
Tell the truth and shame the devil.
All right. So Brittany says, Blue, you will go crazy trying to correct behaviors of adults. This type of commentary is what brings you unnecessary attention, respectfully. I'm not trying to correct their behaviors. Only thing I do is control me. I'm just saying, is it disrespect or not? Are we saying that Tiffany people and Tiffany supporters are the only goons and disrespectful people? I'm just pointing out both sides. Both sides. Just pointing it out. And I think the people that want us to be on one-sided terms, that they bully us. They bully us. I agree with what Keith Freeman said. I mean, Keith, is that his name? Keith Price. I think y'all bullied the heck out of Carmen. Carmen, before Carmen was the crowd favorite, they treated that girl like dirt. They treated her horribly. Horribly. It was not cool what they did to Carmen Carlisle. But as soon as she jumped to the side that they wanted her to be on, now it's like, okay, she's so sweet, she's so respectful. That's my only point. Like, she was a human being before, and she's a human being now. So we don't have to agree with people, but I think we should be respectful because we all have to live here. We all have to be neighbors. We should be kind to one another. If you can't stand Tiffany, fight for your candidate. Yes, tell and inform your audience. And I don't think nothing's wrong with informing people. You know, this is what we heard. Tiffany is still in this. Tiffany is still in that. But let's go to the paperwork and do the research as well. If you have time, if you're that type of channel, it's channels that just, you know, when Tiffany say, I am Rosa Parks, I am Harriet Tubman, I put my head down on the desk too. I'll be like, oh God. Oh, I'll be like that Michael Jackson meme, please. Please, oh God, stop it. She be like, I am your Rosa Parks. I'll be like, no. And Choose, she brought up a good, I'll be like, no, count me out. I'm turning in my Thornton Township ID right now. But I also think we should stop bashing people like, oh, y'all want freebies and stuff. That's the township. That's what they did. And you have to qualify for that stuff and stop misinforming people and saying, oh, well, why I got to show a check stub? You got to show one when you get a link card too. You got to do something. You got to show them something. And those things were in place before Tiffany came along. Okay. Let me see if I have it here. Let's do our last thing of the day. Let's go over the clerk who does these wonderful things. Like, I think it's a lot. I think, like, for instance, we went over the, if you go down to my video, and thank you for your comment, Brittany. I think if you go down to my video, we went over like the money Frank spent on special events versus Tiffany. I think Big Bingo is outrageous. We saw the numbers, $39,000 on Big Bingo. I think that's a lot of money on Big Bingo. But then we also saw some places where she saved. Not a lot of places, because now we have to wait for that 2024 list. Not a lot of places, but we both saw the same. I think it is something. But it's not just seniors going to Big Bingo. You know what I mean? It's a lot of different people going to Big Bingo, and they do turn up. And will all the people that's at Big Bingo vote for Tiffany? No, I don't think so. I don't think all the people there that's at Big Bingo will vote for Tiffany. Not at all. No. They enjoying their outing, and I think we shouldn't take that away from them. I don't think we should take it away. I think the funnest thing I remember was when I remember hearing about Frank when he took everybody to the movies. You can look that up on YouTube. He took everybody to the movies for the Black Panther to see the Thornton Township buses took them. They went to the movie theater for free and they got to see Black Panther. I thought that was really, really cool. And that was during like Black History Month. And he spent 18 grand on that. I thought that was cool. If my dollars are going to go for something and people can't afford certain things that I have the luxury of affording, I'm not going to knock it. You know what I mean? I never heard people talk about their taxes this much because tax is always high. I'm always crying. Okay. Where do we go? That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. It's like I'm not trying to sway your mind. I'm going to support who I want to support at the polls. If you don't have the luxury of voting at the polls, because you're not in this area, look, not to say it's a luxury, but you're not in this area, support your candidate online. Talk about some of the. I'm not telling anybody what to talk about because I hate when somebody tell me what to talk about. But don't forget, if you can, don't forget to talk about some of the stuff that your candidate, the change they will bring. That's all. I think that's pretty cool. Okay, let's go to, like, make sure you support your people. You know, just support your people. I think that's what's going to make, if Nate Fields get on the ballot, he's going to be a weapon. What's that saying I want to say? A force to be reckoned with, because you know what people are seeing? How he's fighting by himself. Nobody backing him. Nobody helping him. He didn't have no lawyer at the hearing, and he still has a chance to be on that ballot. He's not making any noise, but if you go to Nate Fields for Thornton Township website, he at least took time to tell us what he plans to do if he's voted supervisor. That's more what I could say for most. Gardens, what you in here cutting up? I see Dawn. Now, are you in here cutting up? The last thing we're going to do is the meeting minutes, and I'm learning along with you. Is Gardens in there cutting? What's he in there? Potato. I hope y'all had a great Christmas. Baby, you ain't lying. First of all, the taxes in Dolton, ridiculous. Some people paid their houses off, right? Some people inherited houses. Can you imagine trying to for a lot of people, in the mortgage, we pay month to month a little bit of the taxes, so you're not hit with that tax bill. It's already in your it's already paid in your mortgage. But some people don't. They just pay their tax bill out right. And I remember when people just had taxes that was like $2,000. Man, they're getting 12 grand, 16 grand. And the amenities of the neighborhood does not reflect that. But we always forget about the school board. Have you ever looked at your tax bill and saw how much goes into the school board? Oh my goodness. The school district, it's crazy. Not the board, the district. It's a lot of money. Okay, let's go. Yeah, you still, don't that suck though? Like you have a paid house, and let's say you fall on hard times. Somebody could buy your house in a tax deal that's paid for. We gotta pay no matter. Look, it costs to be come in this world. It costs to leave this world. Everything costs. It's ridiculous, man. Okay, so this is what I want you guys to do over here, and this is not to. I'm not trying to shame anybody or anything like this. This is one of the subject matters we were talking about. Remember, Tiffany fired Stephanie Weiderman. I actually already had covered on my channel. The rumor was they were going to push Stephanie Weiderman to finish up Jerry Jones' seat. I personally don't have a problem with it. You know why? Stephanie has been around the township for 20 years she was employed there. She knows how the township works. I think she would be a person. I know her and Tiffany don't get along. I get that. I pray that she will make the best decision for the township and nobody will pressure her into make a decision. I sort of have faith that would go that way. Like she would see something wrong that could affect everybody or see something right that could affect everybody, and she would make the good deciding vote. I hope that that's just going to be, I don't have a problem with them voting Stephanie in she would get the majority vote. Just, I don't think it's a big issue. I hope she has a mind of her own. I believe she has a mind of her own. And there you have it. But this was a hot topic. It was when she got fired. Remember, Tiffany got appointed at the wee hours of the morning. And when she decided to come in, this was her first order of business, one of the first order of business. This is why the meeting minutes are so important. So Thornton Township Supervisor called the Thornton Township Board of Trustee meeting at 7:01. So everybody that was present, okay, they approved the minutes. Let's go down to the hiring and firing. Let's get to the juiciness of it. And you guys, you can go to the Thornton Township website. Clerk Wells did an amazing job of capturing what she can. She's behind in meeting minutes now, because you can imagine that public comment, because she has to record everything. It's insane. It's insane. Okay. So then we can see who voted on what. So let's get to the hirings and the firings. Okay. So personnel, resignations, retirements, and termination. Now you could go to the meeting minutes and research all of this stuff. And I'm learning along with you guys. Supervisor Henyard entertained a motion to terminate Jessica Jones, HR Assistant Manager. The motion was made by Trustee Jones, seconded by Trustee Washington. And if you guys are just tuning in, hit the like button. And this is Thornton Township, so you know, because we don't have minutes for Dolton, because they're saying Tiffany's holding up the minutes for Dolton. There being no questions or comments, Supervisor Henyard asked Clerk Wells to call the roll. The vote was unanimous, you guys. Now, you guys, I'm asking you in the audience, could they have saved Jessica Jones' job or voted against it? It looks like it to me. So on the roll call, the vote was unanimous. Trustee Jones, Gonzalez, Gray Everett, Washington, and Supervisor Henyard. 5 affirmative votes. The motion is carried. The next one was Supervisor Henyard entertained a motion to terminate Stephanie Wiederman, Executive Assistant to the Supervisor. The motion was made by Trustee Jones, seconded by Trustee Washington. There being no questions or comments, Supervisor Henyard asked Clerk Wells to call the roll. Okay, they had 4 yeses. Trustee Jones, Gray Everett, Washington, and Supervisor Henyard. Who stood up for Stephanie? In my opinion, Trustee Gonzalez was the only one to say no. 4 affirmative votes, the motion carried. So could they have saved Stephanie's job? Asked a question about it. They said she was chief of staff, I thought, but here they said executive assistant. She probably had 2 jobs. She probably just was the all person around there, right? Okay. Let's see what else was. They adjourned the meeting from there. So if you guys go to these meeting minutes, it's really all the in black and white where we are there. Let's see what you guys are saying. So I'm wondering, could they have fought for Stephanie a little bit more? Could they have? Were they scared not to? What, what's going on? I'm researching these minutes and I'm like, wow, like they have won this whole thing where everybody's arguing back and forth. That's when I see their first coming in. It's like in 2024, it started getting really juicy, but all the drama. But 2022 and 2023, it was kind of mild. Oh, so from what I understand, she said all you had to do was vote. No. Well, this is the thing. From what I understand, Brittany, they go into closed session, but then they still have to vote in it. Then this is what I've been researching on some sites, and I asked a friend as well, different municipalities. I think they could vote to talk about it in closed session, but the decision has to be made outside of closed session, right? Or they could vote not to disclose what happens in closed session, but that's not really transparency. So this is very interesting. Okay. Yeah, a lot of people could. You also can see, if you can see who's hired, who's fired. I haven't got to the Keith Price stuff yet, but you can see like who she appointed. It's all in the meeting minutes. So y'all, if you want to just research stuff for yourself and you're really into this Thornton Township debacle, you could see one day Tiffany voted to fire like 6 people unanimously. She got yes. And I'm like, well, could they have stopped that? And I'm not trying to say that because I went back to some of the Zuccarelli, may he rest in peace, and Miss Washington rest in peace. It was this one guy, his name is Owens. I don't know who he is. Somebody Owens. And he was a trustee. And he was the only one voting no to everything. Well, he ain't there now. He was gone. So, it's sort of like, it's just the way the world works and the way politics work. He was voting against everything against Zuccarelli. He gone now. I was looking at those media minutes. The minutes for the meeting. I keep saying meeting minutes. And it's really interesting because you get to see what was happening in those meetings, what people had to say, who was like, no, I'm against this. At one point, Chris Gonzalez was the only oddball out. Like it would be 4 yeses and just Chris saying no. And the same with the Owens person. It was the same way. So you guys, that's all I want to say. I hope we learned something together with each other. This is all we could do. All we could do is look at the paperwork, read the articles, form a decision for ourselves, support your candidate, try to be kind to one another, and go from there. It's not really, I can't tell y'all how to vote. As a matter of fact, I told y'all, I think I'm the only channel that told you, but look at everybody. Everybody. That's Miss Cassandra Hobson Jordan in Dolton. That's Jason House. That's Tiffany Henyard. And that's even some people that's going to ask you to be a write-in candidate. Write your own name in if you want to. That's why we have the right to vote. Okay. Then when you go over to Thornton Township, you could vote for Chris Clark. You could vote for the Republican candidate. I'm so sorry. I got to get his name right. You could vote for Napoleon Harris. You could, so I guess, write Tiffany Henyard name in, right? And then on the 30th, we'll know if we could vote for Nate Fields. Look at everybody. Vote, because the thing about it, we're going to be stuck with 4 years. Y'all didn't let Beyonce. Beyonce told us to vote for Kamala. Did y'all listen? Bueller? Did y'all listen? Y'all voted for who y'all wanted to vote for. Next month, Trump is in there. Vote for who you want to vote for. Vote for your household. People voted for their table. Some people didn't vote. Some people, even now, people are like, I'm not even going to vote because I'm tired of the mess. Whoever is in there is in there. Vote for who you feel is the best person for the job. May the best man or woman win. Can I say that anymore? Because this is a whole nother conversation. Can I say man or woman, or do I have to say like they, them, she? Do I have to make sure it's the pronouns are correct now? Y'all, we got to talk about that later. I love you guys. Take care of yourself and each other. Be kind to one another and enjoy your
Commentary Blue Commentary Burgundy Commentary Comment Blue Commentary Comment Burgundy